Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's good evening now, isn't it? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to ALR Silver Season 2, Round 11. Of course, we're here at the beautiful, picturesque Austrian Grand Prix, isn't it, for round number 11, if I've already mentioned as well. Of course, it is one of the most, it's one of the best races ever in terms of views, isn't it? Look at it. We are absolutely spoiled, aren't we? And, of course, we normally have the sound of music in Austria, but no, it's the sound of Formula 1 cars, isn't it? And this is going to be a frantic session. A frantic race indeed then, and last night's event was anything to go by. It was absolutely splendid, wasn't it? Indeed then. You can see that the track layout is on screen right now. It's 2.6 miles. This is a very short circuit, isn't it? In terms of lap times, it is the shortest on the calendar as well, unless of course you're talking about the official calendar of Formula 1. Of course, I think it'd be the Bahrain Oval circuit, the outer circuit, which would be the shortest, because I think it's going to be a sub 1 minute, isn't it? But this is not a sub 1 minute, is it? Of course, we was in the 1 minute and freeze last night as well before rain interrupted us, which is a shame, isn't it, really, because the out and out pace around here last night was quite frightening indeed, wasn't it? As always, I just leant over and, oh gosh, so I've really given myself indigestion already then. And also my laptop has decided to open everything. Great stuff. Anyway then, yes, so it's 10 turns around here, albeit there's a couple of turns that don't really exist, do they? Turn 2, for example, it always gets my hair standing on ends, doesn't it? And of course I always have a little moan about that, of course. But turn 2 I think is in there because of the it's also a MotoGP circuit as well around this Red Bull ring, isn't it? Lovely stuff indeed then, as we are now about to get racing then as well then. So you can see the countdown is ticking down, which is lovely stuff indeed. Let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standings before we get into it. And it is Nude Potato who is on the top of the championship round, 82 points in front of Gurman. Gurman's had his first career win in silver last time out, and because of that he is now inched within 2 points of Irish potato, of New Potato, I should say. And I got to say, New Potato's not won a race yet, has he? So can he put that to bed later on? Well, I don't think it'll be here tonight. Will it be here tonight? I'm sure he is in this session, isn't he? Vital in third position, and he has got in front of his teammate Sirius Mushroom, who's dropped down to fourth then and is out of the promotion place as it stands at the moment. Shane, another strong driver, he's moved up to fifth as well. Mark Smello dropping down to sixth. Wilson, a driver of the day antics last time out, was fantastic. Ghost down in eighth position, then Baz is also dropped down a position as well, and Paynes completes the top 10. A lot of his teammates as well, who both on 20 points apiece, and very nip and tuck, isn't it? It's very close in the middle, in the middle pack of silver as well. Just going right down to the bottom, Razor and Troy unfortunately haven't scored any points just yet. And we have also got Woods, who is also who has got 3 points above, but is unfortunately in the relegation zone. Kingston moved himself out of the relegation zone last time out, didn't he? So he is now into 70th position. And XR, who unfortunately is not here tonight, also moved himself out as well. Then good stuff indeed. Then look at this, blazing hot sunshine here in picturesque Austria. Of course, it's kind of don't be fooled by that, as I'm usually fooled by the weather, ain't I? But as the weather can change on a dime, can it? It can just spin around 360 degrees because it just completely changes, doesn't it, in the matter of seconds or minutes, doesn't it? In the construction, Mercedes are leading 9 points in front of Ferrari, who is second, and AlphaTauri have moved themselves up to third, and Haas have moved themselves up to fourth as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Racing Point have dropped down 2 positions, and they are now fifth. And sixth position is Renault, and the Alfa Romeo team is seventh. Eighth position is Red Bull. They've climbed in front of McLaren, who are down to ninth, and Williams are bringing up the rear in 10th position as well then. And as you can tell then, there's a stampede to come out on circle, isn't it? Well, if anyone remembers the 1998 qualifying session there, I got to say, I think we had to wait a very long time, didn't we, to see a car out on circuit there, because the rain was absolutely bucketing it down, wasn't it? And it was just a waiting game to see if the rain would ease up, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, was it? I think it was Giancarlo Fisichella that got on pole position that day, wasn't it, in that day in history, and it did produce a fine race as well. The 97 race was also incredible as well, wasn't it? Of course, that was at the heights of the Bridgestone versus Goodyear tyre war, wasn't it? Of course, it was the Bridgestones was absolutely fantastic around here, wasn't it? And of course, it was the likes of Jarno Trulli. Remember Trulli, that was his first year in Formula 1, Jarno Trulli was. So he wasn't a seasoned veteran back in 97. I think that was only his he only had a couple of races in the Prost Mugen Honda as well, didn't he? As he was replacing the injured Olivier Panis after having that horrific crash in Canada. So Yeah, so Panis was a very Trulli was very green back then, wasn't he? But he was on a fantastic race as well, leading, wasn't he, until his engine expired there, which from second position as well, which just allowed Jack Villeneuve to walk away with it as well. As we're now just watching Frisky Biscuit there coming through the final turn 10 as well. Look at that, then as he goes quite close to the curves as well. Serious Mushroom's out of qualifying already because he has got a qualifying ban. We're on board with Biscuits, and I think this is Frisky Biscuit's debut in silver tonight. Let's just take a quick look. No, I tell a lie. He was in the Alfa Romeo last week as well, and that's why I have my old spreadsheet in front of me, because I can't even remember what I had for dinner, breakfast. I can't remember what I did an hour ago. So I got to say I'm getting a bit too old for this game these days, and I 3 DRS zones around here. There is one in between on the start finish straight, one where we are now where Frisky Biscuit is, I should say, now in between 3 and 4, and then there's another one on the run up from on the run up from 1 to 2 as well then. So yeah, there's a lot of DRS zones right here. There might be spoiled for choice at almost 1/3 of the lap is covered in the DRS. It's going to be covered in DRS, isn't it? Frisky Biscuit, we're on board now his second race, and he is driving the Red Bull in the placement of Andre Mou then, as he comes over the crest there as well. Serious Mushroom, I've got to say a big shout out to him then, as he is this will be his 32nd race in silver. How many races silver had since its inception at the end of last season? Well, that's 32. So well done to Serious Mushroom. He has basically participated in every single event in silver so far, which is absolutely stellar stuff indeed then. So huge congratulations there to Serious Mushroom. That is serious commitment, isn't it? Liam then, who was in gold last night, I've got to say this man is very quick, isn't he? And at the moment he's a fraction of a second in front of Nuke Potato, the championship leader. As I was mentioning earlier on in the broadcast, he has not run a race yet in silver. Can he put that to bed here tonight as well? Here comes Razor, who hasn't scored a point yet this season as well. He's down in at 4th position at the moment. Tormar Rosso flies up too fast at the moment there in the McLaren. Lovely 17. Oh, but he's ignoring turn 1 there completely, isn't he? VTOD has done a 13 at the moment then. I think VTOD might go a little quicker than that. Payne starting his lap as well. We're on board German. He was the victor last time out in France, wasn't he? He is 4 fast at the moment, and German is, of course, he's had 2 pole positions. It is so great. It's so great. It started off so wild in Australia and Bahrain. Of course, he hasn't been on pole position since Bahrain, believe it or not. But remember, Jonathan hasn't been on pole position for almost a season and a bit until last night, where he claimed his 10th pole position of his ALR career, and of course that is the most of anyone in ALR Gold so far. So brilliant stuff indeed. As we're just watching Payne as well, as Woods has just gone over the line on the medium tires. He's 9 fast at the moment. His teammate Iceman has gone up to 4 fast at the moment. The times are tumbling thick and fast then, as Liam then is time down the bottom there. It's still the fastest time out there. So good stuff indeed there for Liam there, as Codemasters just wants us all to bask in the glory of Liam's qualifying time now. Lovely stuff indeed. But it's Tormar Rosso who's fast at the moment. Payne's coming to cut across the line as well in the Williams, and I've got to say the Williams duo are quick cookies, aren't they? Quick customers, but this season only on 20 points, but both of them only on 20 points so far. The season is not really doesn't really live up to the talents of both those drivers, does it, just yet then? But it's been a difficult start to the season. But remember, this is the longest season in silver history, isn't it, with 22 races on the cards, on the books this season. As also Itchy is retired from the session as well, for also only full quality ban then. Yeah, this is the longest season in silver history, 22 races. So at the end of tonight we'll be exactly half distance, 50% of the way through the season, and we still have no earthly idea who is going to be the second silver champion, do we? Remember, the last season's silver championship was won around round 15, I think, in the Spanish Grand Prix, wasn't it? I don't think that's going to be the case this time. I hope I haven't put the heebie-jeebies on it, but I seem to do that quite a lot. A lovely shot here from FIFA, who is in the Mercedes. We've also got Kingdom out on circuit as well. Kingdom then, I've got to say, he's had a very successful last couple of days, hasn't he? He's going for a hat-trick of race wins in a league competitions here tonight then. Can he do it then? Kingdom had a very strong drive in France, and if the safety car didn't come out at the time where it came out, I think the Kingdom potentially would have been in the higher up in the point scoring positions. That is for sure as well. FIFA Beefy has just started his race. I've got to say, FIFA Beefy has been fantastic, hasn't he, since driving in gold and also in silver as well. He's become a reserve, hasn't he, the last couple of weeks, and I think he's revelled in it. He's been brilliant, hasn't he, FIFA Beefy? Lovely stuff indeed then, as he's coming up into turn 3 as well then, and giving a bit of air as well. Let me quickly go to the comments, shall we? Michael Preston said, evening, my dude. Great to be subbed in tonight then with these guys. Can't wait to get stuck in. Lovely to hear, my good man then. Emerson saying, best of luck, Silver, guys. Good stuff there from Emerson, who unfortunately his round of wins came to a crushing end last night, didn't they? I love it. I have to put crushing in there as well, don't I? But I think Emerson would be quite happy though to get on the podium, really. I think he did a very good job after the incredible battles that we had there. Of course, last night, the first hour, we had a first hour race, first hour winner, didn't we, in gold there, with Caesar, a brilliant driver, great strategy calls as well. It was the soft to the medium, which was the winning strategy. Is that going to be the same thing here tonight as well? It's definitely got food for thought for these drivers, isn't it? FIFA comes over the line, good stuff indeed then. We've got Williams there just also in tow as well. FIFA is now in, he's now in 7th position, I should say. We got Kingdom, we're on board of Kingdom as well. Love to be able to show the shot. Flea has invalidated his time. He's just in front of Kingdom, and he is Kingdom. Unfortunately, is going to get the dirty air here into turn 9 and 10. Then these are very difficult final two corners, aren't they? Where you can really make or break the lap. Can you? It's a very error generator corners, aren't they? Kingdom goes 9 fast at the moment in the Mercedes Benz. Level 17. Then Ghost is also in the session as well. Ghost there, who is 4 minutes on this lap. Then goodness me, he is tearing up the tarmac, isn't he? He comes over the line as well. Wow, look at that. Then he is not going too far. And he's going to start his lap now as well. We got Brandon, who's joined. I think is this Brandon's first time in Silver. Let me take a look at my old spreadsheet. I think it is in terms of this season anyway. So good stuff to see Brandon. I'm sure he driven. I'm sure he drove in gold. Was it gold or bronze? I can't remember. But he has driven once this season in ALR, but I don't think it was for Silver. I'm just watching Flea at the moment then, and he is in the middle section now. Then Flea has been very good in the last couple of races, hasn't he? Really. He's really been mixing up, hasn't he? He's now in front of his teammates in terms of points as well. His teammate, no, I apologise. He's in front of starts in terms of his teammate as well. I was looking at the wrong column on the old spreadsheet. We've got Flea coming through the final turn as well. That's invalidating, and we've seen that from the naked eye there. Unfortunately for Flea, he's going to have another bite of the cherry as well, isn't he? Unfortunately, Gordo is saying hello, everyone. Hello, Gordo. Hope you're. I hope you're doing well then. My time is fast once again then. I gotta say my time is always fast, isn't it? It's a shame that my actual qualifying time is not that fast on this game, isn't it? Ghost comes across the line as well. So just like last night, just ignore my time in the top corner, in the top left-hand corner there. If anyone does look like they're using the qualifying glitch, of course, do give them the benefit of the doubt there, albeit these guys there are competitive machines, aren't they? VTOD goes 7 fast at the moment now, and of course they're going to take every little edge as possible, aren't they, just to get themselves through. And Gordo's gone into 10th position as well. These are very good times, aren't they? Remember last night it was so close, wasn't it? The whole of the top 20 or the whole of the grid was actually separated by 1.1 seconds, wasn't it? It was very much nip and tuck. Nude Potato has gone faster, and his teammate Gordo is currently down in 10th position as it stands at the moment. In the drop zone, we have lost we've already lost everyone by the looks of it, apart from Flea and Brandon, who are going to have to get their move on, albeit we've got 7 3/4 minutes to go. As Mushroom saying that's my night ruined there, but he also said thanks sure as well, of course, there Darren, as I was mentioning there, about having 32 starts tonight as well. So great stuff indeed then. He is the most experienced driver in Silver history. Fantastic stuff. Liam Seaman then, it's nice to see that fast as that banner at the bottom there. Keep it there. Yeah, I think it's good, isn't it? I gotta say that it's a Gordon there is visiting the old gravel trap, which is what I love about this circuit, is we have gravel traps, haven't we, littered on the outside of the tarmac, outside the rented bit, and that's great, isn't it? So Gordo there is unfortunately unfortunately for him to be back in the pits. Ghost is back out on the circuit as well. He's 1300 second down. So Alfa Romeo getting out of the way quite nicely indeed, isn't he? Good stuff indeed then. As we've also got Gordo saying, we're on the grass on my lap there, so Gordo has still got time. We've seen him on another lap though, so I'm a bit behind. Not only is the time behind, I'm behind as well. Troy saying, good luck everyone. My debut for Mercedes will have to wait till next week, and it's going to be great to see Troy in that Mercedes running. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing what Troy can do in the beautiful black Mercedes Benz. Then we're just watching Ghost as he takes a very late dive into the pits then, and he is just and he's just come barreling as well. Then it's a very difficult pit in this isn't it? And there was a lot of concern about it, I think, leading up to the race last night, but nothing too concerned to write home about. It was all right, wasn't it? We've also got Gunnar saying, evening, hello Gunnar, hope you're well then. Evil Hunter saying that Glock was a beast last season. I'm surprised he didn't win it before round 15. He did miss. I think he missed a couple of races. He missed Australia, didn't he, for one? And I think he also missed another race as well. So that's probably why he didn't win earlier. But yeah, Glock was a fantastic Vettel last season, wasn't he? We got Gio saying evening. Oh, hello Gio. Hope you're having a lovely day. We got Gunnar. We got Darren saying evening, Gunnar. Farfair is the host of the lobby tonight, so whatever goes wrong, it's Far's fault. So blame him. But he says it feels weird to be here on a Monday as he stepped in quite quickly to help Dan out, as of course as Dan has had to take care of some other business here tonight as well. So don't worry though, Dan will be back in the fold, won't he, next week? I'm sure about that. Lovely stuff indeed. And of course, Service Merchant got banned last week for no footage there. It's a shame, really, isn't it? Because rules are rules there. We don't like to see qualifying bans handed out for something as futile as having no footage. But unfortunately, you need footage, don't you? And the reason why you need footage, for anyone who's new to the league racing scene, because I got to say, I didn't know anything about league racing, to be honest. I thought you just drove your car as quickly as you can and hope for the best, really. Well, that's what I tend to do every day of the week. But if you have no footage then and you're involved in an incident, then that could be quite pivotal in terms of how that incident is going to be ruled and things like that. So footage is quite a serious thing, isn't it? So you do need footage, don't you, to of course to really show what's going on with the incident itself. And so that's unfortunately, as much as it is not an important thing, it is quite important for the stewards, isn't it? And Kingdom's ran a bit wide there, so really footage, unfortunately, it does warrant a qualifying ban as well, because it can cause serious implications for any other drivers involved then, unfortunately. But that is just the way the cookie crumbles there, isn't it? As just saying as well then, as Gordo saying, I'm sacrificing watching Liverpool's game to race today. Be graceful. Oh, sorry, be grateful. I apologise. I read that completely wrong there. Of course, I'm also a big old Liverpool fan as well there, and I'm sure I'm going to get booed out of this commentary box by the end of this one. But unfortunately, Toro Rosso is also out of qualifying as well, and I think I've missed that whilst I've been waffling away. I think I've just missed a lot of incidents here tonight. I think that's what Toro Rosso was saying, and this is my luck. It's unfortunately. Toro Marosso's had some issues there. I'd like to be enlightened on that if you can, Toro Marosso, because is Liam now coming in the pits there, because I completely missed that, which is standard stuff really in the ALR, isn't it? To be honest, if I was ever a steward that needs to keep my eyes on the monitors, that really wouldn't happen, would it? That's why I've never been a steward at all in my life, because I keep missing everything. It comes at V-Top then out of turn 1, I should say. No, turn 3. Third time's a charm. He is third in the World Championship. V-Top's had a fantastic start to the season, as his teammate Sirius Mushmouth. They have been very much banging away with the consistency, haven't they? They've been brilliant at the racing point drivers, and currently one of those two men could be going to gold next season as it stands at the moment then. And it'd be great to see either of them in the gold division. It really would, then, because both of them are very fine racing drivers indeed, aren't they? So just take a look there. Toro Rosso then glitch on the times on my side, 10th off of 15th, as a Farfis just called me a wants to as a Farfar is just giving me the old go away kind of thing, Sean, there as well. I realised I was on there and I was about to say something else, but let's not go down that road, shall we, I just have a look. It's unfortunately Tom Rosso, he threw it into the wall. He's unfortunately said that's ridiculous there. So that's such a shame there, isn't it, for Tom Rosso, because he's got so much pace, hasn't he, Tom Rosso? It just doesn't seem to add up in the events, does it? Very unlucky, isn't he, Tom Rosso? It's very similar to V-Top last season. We're on board Brandon, by the way, who, if any of you viewers there who are watching Silver for the first time doesn't know this man, well, of course, he has won a race or two in gold, hasn't he? Of course, he was a part of that Renault winning formula from season 2, wasn't he, of ALR Gold. He was fantastic, wasn't he? Of course, he won that final race as well, heading up a 1-2 in front of his teammate and the world champion back then, Garanti. So Brandon definitely knows a figure two about racing cars, doesn't he? 1.5 minutes to go in this session, and we're just watching Brandon, who is driving the Haas then, almost all 4 wheels off the circuit then. I had to rub my eyes then, because I thought he was off the circuit then, as As just back on board then with Brandon as well. Keep an eye on the comments as well, guys. Don't worry about that. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the action as well. I've got to say, I need a couple of eyes, don't I? Goodness me. As Brandon there, very much within track limits. Lovely stuff indeed. Then nail it in the Haas and DRS and the third DRS. He is in 13th position. Brandon is in front of Frisky Biscuit, which is still one of my favourite gamer tags of all time. Now here comes FIFA. Flea is up into 8th position. Fantastic stuff from Flea, as he has got his act together nicely, and he is through into qualifying 2 as it stands at the moment. Now I am definitely very much, you can't call it just yet, can you, because anything could happen in this Grand Prix, and it usually does, doesn't it? The track is so quick, isn't it? It's basically over quicker than a hiccup, isn't it? Really is. And as Frisky Biscuit is on the outside looking into qualifying 2 at the moment. He doesn't want to be a spectator, he wants to be a participant as he comes through turn 10 as well. Oh, look at that then, he's invalidated this time then, so he's going to have to take another bite of chair as well. Brandon is half a second down then. I wonder if he's got enough fuel to give it another go. It doesn't look like it though from the telemetry. Unfortunately, Ghost is in the pits, and Ghost is at the mercy now. The guys behind him, and one of them, Razor's also in the pits as well, so Razor might also be out of qualifying as the time is ticking down then. Brandon's invalidated this time then. Frisky Biscuit is at the heights of turn 3 then as well. Of course, this is the track is quite undulates a bit, doesn't it? It goes up and down like a yo-yo. Biscuit then is now into turn 4 as well. You can see braking just before the 50-metre board. Lovely shot indeed then. And of course we've that shot is very similar to where the shot that we've seen where Hamilton and Albon came to blows there in the first round of the season of 2020, wasn't it? It's been a very interesting season in Formula 1, hasn't it? But what I've quite liked about it is having the seen a lot of the old classics come back. So I really enjoyed Mugello as well. I would love to see that track on this game now, because it was fantastic, wasn't it? It was a joy to watch. It really was. It did feel like an old school circuit as well, didn't it? I've got to say, brilliant stuff indeed then. Here comes Frisky Biscuit coming over the line then, and he goes into, well, he stays in 16th position, and Frisky Biscuit, as far as I could tell, is out of qualifying, unfortunately, and that's a shame. Kingdom was invalidated this time. We're on board with Gordo, as he is now coming out of the final turn as well. Gordo there going to the line then, and he goes 4 fastest. Gordo does impressive stuff there from the AlphaTauri driver. Lovely stuff indeed there from Gordo, as Gordo is making his third appearance, if I'm not very much. No, that is his 4th appearance here tonight then. Of course, he hasn't scored any points just yet. He's been very unlucky in France and Canada, hasn't he? I wonder if he's going to brush off that bad luck here tonight and get some points on the board then, which would be good stuff indeed then. Even though he's a reserve, even though he's a reserve, all his points does count towards his career total, and if he gets made into a permanency, then of course he doesn't start from 0 then, which is good stuff indeed there from Gordo. And hopefully he will be a reserve, because he's a good old he's I got to say, since joining ALR, he's been very vocal in the chats, which has been brilliant stuff, and he's also been vocal in the comments, which is what I love to see. Kingdom coming back into the pits now then, as that's the end of qualifying 1 over, done and dusted then, as this event just flies by, doesn't it, here in Austria. It's fantastic. As Tormer also saying, I was warming up my tyres but touched the grass and my consistency is so bad, and it's just my luck there, so that's a shame now for Tormer. Also Darren said, didn't realise Brandon was back. Nice, it's good stuff indeed, isn't it, to see Brandon back in action in ALR. He's 14 fast at the moment, and he only done 1 lap though, Brandon did, and I think he was a late entry into this event, so of course you cannot take that for gospel just yet, and maybe Brandon might start to come into his own in qualifying 2 and 3, and not forgetting it's the race as well. Brandon saying frame rates are struggling, may have to leave and rejoin, but it is good to be back as well. Ghost saying that's what happened to me and it helped then. Good stuff indeed then. Michael Preston saying god damn it, just couldn't hook it up then. Gordo saying well thank you, and fastest up Liam, haha, from Noonda as well. Yeah, lovely stuff indeed then. Yeah, and I've got to say, I think the co-masters really enjoy Liam's lap, doesn't he? Goodness me, I think they that's very oh goodness me, that was very PC of me, isn't it, to assume the Codemasters is a guy. As we're just watching Frisky Biscuit, and oh my goodness me, and that is VTOD has gone to the back, and of course we have seen in history where, well, in the past I should say, that the cars have gone to the back of each other when the AI is meant to be coming them back, and it's meant to be just throwing them back in the pits, and they have damaged the cars, haven't they? I know, I think the VTOD is damaged, but do not worry, he's not beyond repair, so he'll be coming back in the pits now then. But yeah, that would have been a have been a frightful end then to qualify as well. And you can see I'm actually behind there, because even though my time has run out, we are just now waiting for the session to count down. So I'm about 10 seconds in front of everyone. So keep that in mind when it gets very tasty later on, indeed. Then there's Liam there saying a sign of things to come then, in terms of that fast lap being sat down the bottom there. And while Liam at the moment is 2/10 of a second away from the championship leader and the bronze champion as well, which is New Potato. He's aiming for back-to-back promotions, isn't he? Him and Gurman could do something that no other driver in ALR history has done, and on the first time of asking as well. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Out of qualifying, Sirius Marshall Minichi, unfortunately qualifying banned. Woods 18th, 17th for his race. Our Frisky Biscuit down in 16th, unfortunately. And look, Tormarosso also out of the qualifying session as well after warming up his tyres a bit too vigorously by the looks, and unfortunately he is out of qualifying, which means that in qualifying 2 we're only going to have 14 cars then, as which kind of takes away a bit of the action then, but we do have 14. We cannot be too greedy, can we? And as Nuna saying, Leah, Sona Co-Master loves you there from Noonda there. I've also got Ghost saying, I hope you like the new helmet. I'll have a good old look at your helmet in a minute as well. As Sam is saying, come on, Brandon, faster. As Sam is, I've got to say, Sam is a very difficult man to please, isn't he? But Brandon has just stepped into the car very late, hasn't he? So hopefully, though, he will be able to get his pecker up and away he goes. And that's a very wrong choice of words, isn't it? Goodness me, we're down to 12 cars apparently. Oh gosh. Okay then, so we're down to 12 cars then. Yeah, this is gonna. I was complaining about 14 a minute ago. Oh gosh. So we've only got 12 now then. Well, this might be a quick one. And Brandon saying no practice feel like Hulkenberg in Britain then. Well, hopefully, Brandon, you get further than Hulkenberg, because unfortunately Hulkenberg really didn't have a start. He had a DNS, didn't he, in Silverstone, which I've got to say really robbed us, didn't he? But I think Hulkenberg's second race in Silverstone was fantastic, wasn't it? And good stuff indeed. Liam, of course, has still got the fastest up by the looks of it, according to Codemasters there. And of course, stuff like that really tickles me. I don't know why, but I'm just a big child at heart, anyway. Gordo at the moment then is just coming up into turn 3 as well. We're on board then. Of course, he's only had 1 DNF in his career so far, Gordo has, so he's had 2 finishes. And can he get into the points here this time around then? That has to be the aim then for the AlphaTauri driver, as we're now just coming into turn 4 as well then. As we're on board then, is Michael Preston is asked 12 what's going on there then. Don't get ahead of yourself, Liam, then. I'm waiting for you to qualify P2 then for Newton as well. Cool. It's good to have a lot of drivers there in the comment section, isn't it, before the race as well. I really love it indeed then. Absolutely splendid stuff indeed there. I do love your contribution there, because especially as I don't have any other idea what's going on most of the time. I just talk for the sake of talking, really, don't I? Now Gordo's coming over the line and he's going to start his lap now then, and here we go then. So Gordo, look at how much of a wide berth he gives into turn 1. Fantastic, isn't it? This game is always, as I've said before, the game is about inches, isn't it? And that is millimeters. Incredible stuff indeed then. I don't know measurements either, really, so I'm not sure. Inches are bigger than millimeters, isn't it, I presume, anyway. Of course, once again, I showed my intellect there. Knows no bounds there, does it? So we're now on the back straight as well, coming into 4. As I think if anyone heard the French broadcast from Silver, was it Silver last night? No, last week, wasn't it? As I decided that others was probably better to row your boat with than oars. But there you go. I thought oar was a football player anyway. We're on board with Gordo now, as he is now into the middle part of the lap. Then he's done a 45.1 in the second sector there. According to with practice with qualifying 1 times coming in. That's slightly slower, isn't it? But remember, he is on the medium compound tyres, of course, and so that is why he'll be losing a bit of time then. I think the delta between softs and mediums is probably around half a second approximately, give or take a tenth or 2, which really shouldn't be doing that in Formula 1 anyway, should you? Of course, you've got to be accurate, haven't you, down to a T. Liam coming up to the line as well, and Liam also on medium tyres. He has gone fast there. He's a second in front of Gordo in the Ferrari there. Lovely. We got a Red Bull coming around the final turn as well, Flea. So there's only going to be 2 drivers that are going to be knocked out of qualifying 2 then. And who are they going to be? Well, Flea is in 3rd position at the moment. Good 17. Then we've got Mercedes. He's just come across the line. And he is starting himself as well. What about Iceman? He comes up to the line. And Iceman goes second fast there. Good 17 there. The only McLaren left in this qualifying session as well, which is quite a bit, which is it's good to see Baz in here. It's a shame that his teammate is not also in here as well, fighting away. Potato goes into 5th fast at the moment. A lot of drivers are up to opting for the medium compound tyres, aren't they? And V Todd has gone faster. He has not opted for the medium tyres. He has gone for soft straight away, and really very much on it like a car bonnet. Wilson, the man who got podium for the first time in his career, I think last time out in France, and driver of the day as well for Liam, and that's a Mercedes then, who has had some issues there at the top of the hill. It's Kingzone, and Kingzone has damaged the end plate on that Mercedes then, and that's not good at all for Kingzone then, so he's going to have to come back to the pits, and what a blow for Kingzone then. And it's just back on board as well with Fifi. He's about to start his lap there. Whilst he's starting his lap, then let's just take a look then. And it's Nundo saying maybe Codemasters is memeing Ferrari getting the fastest lap then. Make the most of that, especially if you're watching Formula 1 2020 on the old TV box, aren't you? Because it's not going too well for Ferrari this season, is it? And I gotta say, back in the early 2000s, I was very much against Ferrari, wasn't I? But it is painful to see the likes of as Baz has gone fast there in the second McLaren. Lovely stuff, brilliant 17th, and Eichmann's also gone 5th fast as well. Yeah, it's back in the early 2000s, I was got to say I was always a David Coulthard fan, also a big McLaren fan. Oh, Williams BMW fan. I loved all those cars there, but of course I didn't really want Ferrari to win, to be honest, because yeah, there you go then. As I was getting a bit fed up of watching them win, really. FIFA now coming down into turn 4 as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And we got Brandon saying that used to starting outside the top 10, looking forward to some good battles. Silver looks great. It does indeed, doesn't it? I think Silver's been fantastic, and it just shows there with the championship standings as well. If you've just joined us, the battle between the championship is like this at the top. It's 2 points that separates the bronze champion, New Potato, and Gurman, who was also promoted from bronze last season as well. The two old rivals are going head to head once again for the championship, and I'm absolutely loving it. FIFA comes up to the line as well in the beautiful salmon pink helmet. I absolutely love it. I haven't seen Ghost helmet yet then, so I'll be interested to see that as well a bit later on then. Flea goes into 7 fastest as well, then Payne's just on an outlap. Gurman has also started an outlap as well. Just taking another look there as well. Darren is saying Liam is being used by Cody's Ferrari. This is what you could have had there. We've also got Emerson saying it will be hard to see anyone get through on the medium tyres if the grid is as close as it was yesterday. It was nip and tuck yesterday, wasn't it? We'll see if that is going to be the same here tonight, but bearing in mind that there's only 12 cars in qualifying too there, with all kinds of bans and other misdemeanors that these guys have had over the past week or so. They were very naughty drivers last week in France, weren't they? There was a lot of interest and displays, wasn't there? And I quite like it when they're a bit naughty, to be honest, because that means it's a good show for me to watch the race. But of course, I do not condemn any kind of incident, but it does make it better for me. As a Painter coming out, oh, he's gone very wide there. I think that was a bit of oversteer, wasn't it, from Painter? He had to overcorrect the car and went slightly too wide there, maybe a bit too wide for his liking then as well. And we got Darren saying, go on Vittori, get it, lad, then. We've also got Sam saying only 12 fed. Yes, of course, unfortunately, there's a lot of naughty drivers in the last race, wasn't there? Which is why we've only got 12 in this qualifying session. Gordon saying that was a rubbish lap then. It's Darren there is filled some in then. I've given him information that, of course, we do not condone violence in the old comments there. Gurman has gone very violent on that front right tyre, hasn't he? Goodness me, he was locking that up. He was standing up very hard on the braking pedal, wasn't he? And that's why I enjoy watching Gurman there, because I just love him like throwing the car around and giving those front tires a good old battering. It's fantastic, isn't it? And here comes Gurman there coming over the crest of the hill. I love that shot as well. You can see the under tray of the car. It's splendid stuff indeed. Then into turn 10 as well then, and he is very much in track limits. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Gurman comes over the line. He is 5th fastest on the soft tire. I'm wondering if there's a bit of sandbagging in the Haas car then. King's over the one there. He's on the medium tires then, and he's not really pushing too hard at the moment, is he? I think he might have made a mistake somewhere, unfortunately then. And we've got Liam saying we will see then. I think that was just in terms of whether you get pole position or not. We have got Sam saying that surely it shows who retired then. Unfortunately, I don't think it does in qualifying too. Well, I was expecting that as well, really, but it hasn't on the old tower there, which is a shame then. So just watching Dunda saying don't crash into your teammate, which is of course there. I think that's the golden rule of Formula 1, isn't it? Of course, do not crash into your teammate. And of course, it was getting very hair and scare with the McLarens last week, wasn't it? Very much so. And I think unfortunately Toro Rosso did not finish that race, did he? We're just on board with Gurman at the moment. We've got Gordo, who's back out on circuit as well. He is on the soft tires at the moment, and he is just getting himself going as well. As Nuno was saying, Ferraris did the same, didn't they? Well, they've done it a couple of times, haven't they? Unfortunately, for the Ferrari point of view, they, of course, came to blows at this at the Styrian Grand Prix, didn't they? At the round 2, really just compounded their miserable 2 weeks in Austria, didn't they? Which is very unusual, isn't it? Because of course, Ferrari have usually, more often than not, have done well around Austria, haven't they? Of course, you have to forget about the 2002 2002 misdemeanors there, of course, when Barrichello let Schumacher win at the last possible moment, didn't he? And he did the same the year before, but of course the year before was only for second and third, and of course the 2002 one was for the race win, which is why it caused so many upheaval, didn't it? It was quite a sight to see, really, wasn't it? And seeing Ferrari getting booed there, back then you didn't really hear many drivers getting booed, did you? Because the fans were usually, I think the fans were definitely a lot more into it, really. And I don't think that there was many boos back then, was there? It was quite interesting to see. And you get a lot of boos these days, don't you, really? You had Vettel getting booed a couple of times, didn't you, when he was driving for Red Bull, which is a bit harsh there. I think that there was one or two cases where he probably deserved it, like Malaysia 2013, as that was just a bit unfortunate. There was the Multi-21 incident, wasn't it? Which still hurts me to this day, because that would have been Mark Webber's final race win. And perhaps then, if that didn't happen, would Mark Webber have continued in Formula 1? Possibly. I was a big old fan of Mark Webber as well. I think that I'd love to have seen him win the title back in 2010 then. But if buts and maybes, unfortunately, that is not what we live on, is it, here in Formula 1? It's all about facts and stats, and that's what I love. It's black or white in Formula 1, isn't it? There's no grey area. Gordo is 4/10 of a second up at the moment, and in his second time lap as well. Let's go on board with the AlphaTauri driver then, as he once again pops over the crest of the hill then into 9 as well. Look at that car. That car refused to turn there, but Gordo was muscling it through there, wasn't he? And I gotta say, that man does lift, Ben, as he comes across the line, and he goes full fastest in front of his championship leader of New Potato, so that's a very good performance there from Gordo, and he's right in the thick of it as well. And so just watching Gordon coming back into the pits, he's the only man on circuit at the moment, isn't he? As just taking a look at the old comments as well, and good stuff indeed. That Ghost saying a game took me out of the car, wouldn't let me take control, so I can, and then takes the car outside. Ghost is having a really poor time at the moment there, isn't he? He's had issues already with frame rates, and now unfortunately he's also having issues with the car as well. So the game took Ghost out there, and that is such a shame. Then Paynes has just done his best Charles Leclerc impression, as he has just said, "I am stupid." There, as Paynes, I think, has unfortunately had some issues as well. I gotta say, I'm really rubbish with the old I'm really rubbish at looking at catching the action here tonight. I've 2 people have come off now, and I've missed both of them. Oh gosh, then it's I gotta say, I gotta sort myself out there. As just now we're just watching, then Nice One is on a lap at the moment, and so is FIFA Beefy as well. Right, I put my phone to one side now, because I've got to take full concentration. Then, as I have missed 2 potentially huge factors in this event here tonight in Austria. Great to have you all along with us, by the way. Then so it's great to have your comments, and I'm loving you all. I love you all in the comments as well. Then, as Payne's saying, I was coming in the pits right at the entrance, and boom, I spun there. Oh dear, so that's not good at all. Then, so I think well, Schumacher did something similar, but I don't think he was coming to the pits. He ran wide, didn't he, when there was a gravel trap at the exit of 9 and 10, wasn't there? And that was a brutal gravel trap. Perhaps I should put that back in there. That would definitely deter him from going out there, wouldn't it? And also great stuff as well from Brandon saying that. Good to hear you on comms again, Sean. Great to have you along with us as well, Brandon. It's great to see you in the mix then. And hopefully we'll see you battling away then for silver supremacy as well. Albeit he's going to have to have a driver of the day performance there if he is going to win from the midfield area, which he is. Gordo saying, hope that gets me through then. This Gordo crossing the swings, and that was a very stellar lap from Gordo, wasn't it? And we have also got Paynes as well. Such an easy pass to Q3 as well for Paynes, and so he's going to be kicking himself, isn't he? As there is a lot of this is a gaping opportunity there to get through, isn't it? As Gordo has retired from the session, and we've also got the Red Bull Flea, who is actually fleeing the pit lane as well. And of course the puns keep coming thick and fast, don't they? So just watching Iceman come and coming out of the final turn as well. And let's see what Iceman can do. He's currently in the top 10 at the moment. He has gone into fastest position at the moment. He's 200 a second in front. Lovely stuff indeed then. Kingzo is out on circuit as well. We've got FIFA coming through. He's also 7/10 of a second up. He is fastest as well. Is anyone going to be caught out here with a minute to go, or just under 2 minutes to go then in this qualifying session? On board there with Kingzo as well. Liam is also retired from the session then. And I've got to say, it's also the play for Jake Wilson that's in the pits at the moment then. and are on board with Kingdom then, and of course it's good. Kingdom was back into qualifying 2, fantastic last week, wasn't he? Can he do the same again here tonight? He's currently on the outside looking in now, but he has a chance for 2 runs potentially, and look at that. And once again, look at how much that Mercedes is borrowing out there. That's a rough old ride for Kingdom, isn't he? He comes over the curb, and let's see what he can do then, and he is 9th fastest for Kingdom. He might be a bit disappointed with that, he's only like 5/10 of a second-ish away from the fastest time there, but it's so condensed, this circle is, isn't it? Look at this, we're in the 1 minute and 3s around here. It's fantastic, isn't it? I think we're about 6/10 of a second away from the fastest time in gold last night, give or take. Indeed then, his accuracy is never my strong point, is that we're coming up to turn number 3 as well, then accelerating away from Fleet is on the soft tyres at the moment then, and Jake Wilson is out of qualifying then, so there's 1 spot to go then. At the moment Paynes has that final spot, but can Fleet improve his time to get himself into qualifying 3 and have a top 10 shootout once again? He's been very good indeed then, hasn't he? As Gordo's saying, he's not really safe then, but I feel he is safe. He is safe now though. Kingdom might also be looking over his shoulder, but I think the Kingdom is safe then. 7/10 of a second then. Fleet is up on his current time. That should get him through as well then, as we've got about half a minute left in this qualifying session. He appears over the crest of the hill as well, throwing it into 9. Good indeed then. This is the last corner. He comes out of it now, and Flea is going to pop himself into qualifying 3. Fantastic stuff there from Flea, and he has made it through. And Kingdom is also just touring across the line as well, and he is in 10th position as well. Payne's out of qualifying. He is going to be he was very disappointed in the comment section, wasn't he? And unfortunately, that is he is out of qualifying. He is down in 11th position, so he gets to choose what tyres he wants to go on. But it might be a bit disappointed that then. Well, in terms of, we only had, I think we only had 1 person on the medium tyre last night, didn't we, if I'm not very much mistaken? No, I think everyone was on the soft side, actually, wasn't they? So I correct myself. Tonight then, we've got Liam and we've got Nude Potato then, who are on the medium tyres. They're going to start the race on the medium tyres. Everyone else will start the race on these soft tyres, in the top 10 anyway. So just watching Kingdom there, who's taking a leisurely pace then. Back to the pits then. Lovely stuff indeed then. Gordo has just said he is through. He is through then by skin of his nose, isn't he? So good stuff indeed there for Gordo, as we are now waiting for qualifying 3, which is coming up in just a jiffy as well then. Qualifying 2 then is Paynes and Wilson, unfortunately then, and Paynes, as we've mentioned already, he's very disappointed as well then. Into qualifying 3, standard performances from that session then. I got to say, Flea once again, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? Kingdom making it through just about, but that's his 2nd qualifying 3 appearance in 2 weeks. Lovely stuff. Gordo also making it through into qualifying 3, and FIFA, Iceman and Baz out at the very latter stage of qualifying there to get themselves into qualifying 3 quite comfortably as well in the end then. And I've got to say, it's a shame we don't finish qualifying off here then, because that would be a fantastic grid, wouldn't it, for the Australian Grand Prix coming up in just a few moments time then. Well, about 15 minutes or so as well. So I've got a tickle in my throat once again. Unfortunately, I made a very rookie mistake. I didn't actually bring a bottle of water with me tonight now. I should have wet my whistle before coming on there. Unfortunately, that is not the case then, and that is one thing that I'm going to be regretting now for the next hour and 15 minutes or so then. As the countdown is ticking down then, as we're going to get into qualifying 3 in just a few moments time as well then. Bro Grillis just said, evening Sean, my good sir, how are you? I am very lovely, my good man. I hope you're okay as well. Todd. We've also got Michael Preston saying, good job Flea, sorry I let the team down in quali, but that's okay then. Qualifying, the points are not distributed in qualifying, they're distributed in the race set. And that also brings up another debate, doesn't it? Whether they should have points in qualifying. Really, well, I'm not too sure, but it's possibly a point for pole position, maybe. Maybe, but I've got to say, qualifying is just about the grid, really, isn't it? And about fighting to get points on Sunday. I'm a traditionalist, really. I'm not really keen on these reverse grids and all that kind of stuff for the. But if it improves the show, then of course I'm all for it. I don't mind trying something once or twice. And of course, I do love to have a go at something at least once in my lifetime. But yeah, I think that I'm not really convinced about these reverse grids. Then, but I'm an old fogey now. I have to use Just for Men to take off the years that Grey put on, kind of thing. Then we're not sponsored by Just for Men just yet. But that's a nice plug, isn't it? So hopefully they will in the not too distant future. As King's Home then is through to qualifying 3 then, as that was a bit of a long end to qualifying 2, wasn't it? But I think it was good. I think that King's Home will be happy there because he was very much on the old show, wasn't he? Out of qualifying 2 then, that's a very strange graphic here, isn't it? I'm not used to seeing only 12 cars. Wilson out of qualifying, and so is Payne as well. Look at that though, the top 10 is separated by half a second then, and the top 3 is separated in less than a tenth of a second, less than half a second actually. Goodness gracious me then. I gotta say, if you line them up on the grid, it is virtually non-existent, the gaps, isn't it? It's very tough indeed then, to really separate those cars out. Lovely stuff indeed then. As Grid has just said, good luck to all the drivers. Said we've also got Forza saying hello, Sean. Hello, Forza. I hope you're having a lovely day as well. Of course, Forza will be in action tomorrow night, won't he? For the Ferrari team then. So good luck to Forza as well, and hopefully he can make up for his disappointing race last time out in France. Then wasn't it really? After he was, I think he was condemned to the midfield for most of it as well. But I'm sure that he had a problem at the final corner. I'm not sure if he was tapped or not. I just remember seeing a Ferrari spinning around, which probably is not even right, is it? Right, we're into qualifying 3 then. Enough about my premonitions or lack of it, or lack of memory. Let's go on with the racing, shall we? And we have got 12 minutes to determine who is going to be on pole position then for the Austrian Grand Prix as well then. As let's take it as out of the pits comes a Alfa Romeo already, and it's not even an Alfa Romeo because there ain't even one in the qualifying 3 as well. So I just didn't read. The Haas comes out of the pits now then, and away he goes then. In terms of the form booking qualifying, listen to this then. So we have had on pole position so far this season. We've had Gurman twice in Australia and Bahrain. Murphy took pole position in Vietnam and in Canada. Then we had Shane in China. Great lap there for Shane. Infamous pillars there in the Dutch and Spanish Grand Prix. Marx Mello dominated the event in Monaco. Fantastic, wasn't he? A Nude Potato in Azerbaijan. Then we have Bills, who got pole position last time out in France. And so at the moment, then, only 2 men on this in this qualifying 3 session has only been on pole position then. So this is gonna this season then. So very interesting. Can Gurman or a New Potato get there another pole position, or will it be someone stepping out of the shadow then? What about Liam? Yeah, he was fantastic in his debut for bronze, and also last night did well in gold as well, didn't he? He's a star of the future in ALR, definitely. Well, Vital, he's usually a quick customer on one lap, isn't he? He's also got the full package sorted out this season as well. He's been fantastic in race trim as well. As now he flies up into turn 1. Gurman does. Look at how much curb he takes out. Goes slightly wide. Gurman does. Did he lose momentum? Well, he was definitely still going forward anyway, but where he lost a bit of momentum, we'll find out then as he powers up into turn 3. A big lock up there for the inside there. That's centre out slightly wide for Gurman, but he is carrying on nonetheless then. I wonder if he's going to back off. Nope, he's carrying on then. We'll see in the second intermediate split time whether that is good or not then. And we're coming down into turn 4 then. We've had a lot of action down here over the years then. Remember last season we had a cracking battle there with a Mercedes, and I think it was with, if I'm not very much mistaken, Lost Souls, wasn't it? And I can't remember the Mercedes guy's name now. Of course, he unfortunately hasn't raced this season, which is unfortunate. I can't remember who he is though. If someone can help me, that'll be really good. I should really just get out the old spreadsheet. Hang on a minute. I'll talk about that in a minute then, because before I do, we need to talk about Gurman. He's invalidated his time on the final lap there. That's not good at all for Gurman, is it? And oh gosh, that's not good at all. And Spot Motorsport has just said go Gurman there, but I think that might be his Achilles heel then, because unfortunately as soon as they commented on that, Gurman went wide then. That's unfortunate for Gurman. What about Liam? Yeah, he comes over the line. He is on professional pole position then. He is the first man to set his time then, but Vital is second at the moment and he's 8/10 of a second away at the moment. Flea coming out to the line then. Flea is in third position then. Good stuff indeed. Then we've got an AlphaTauri who is out of the final turns rather very close, isn't he? Is New Potato and a couple of issues then. Kingzone is in fifth position and FIFA is on the front row at the moment and lovely stuff indeed. Then we've also got Iceman there coming into at 9 and 10, so we're on board with Iceman then in the redder then. This is the last corner. Look at the understeer on that car there. He didn't want to turn, did it? But Iceman comes across the line. He is full fastest at the moment then. Gordo is invalidated his time there as well, and Gurman is invalidated his second time as well then. So 7 of the 10 cars have gone out, and Potato is still out there as well. And so just as we're on board now then with the Haas as well, as we're just as Potato then is just flying then in the second intermediate split time. Let's see what he could do. And that other Mercedes guy, he was actually poorly orange there as well. How dare I forget his name there. It was a great battle between Los Santos and poorly orange, wasn't it? This time last season, wasn't it? And of course them two were just fighting constantly, lap after lap after lap, wasn't it? It was a joy to watch as there was a car just teleported in front of us. That goodness me, I don't know, I was watching Doctor Who. Here comes Potato, comes across. He's third fast at the moment then, and he did quite a bit off of Liam at the moment then, but that'd be interesting to see then if he keeps up his advantage then going into the second run. Maybe we might even have 3 runs around here because it's such a short blast, isn't it? It'd be interesting to see who has kept those tyres then up, kept those tyres there to have 3 runs perhaps then, and we've got a bit of grass there on the Oda camera there as Gordo taking more of the rallying approach then as he comes back in. Both Mercedes there are currently queuing up. There's King's Owen in 7th position at this moment in time then, as they are now putting the dolly wheels underneath the Mercedes and now going to just swivel him back into the pits. And no, as for the same spot on, Sean, I was tapped and sent into a spin, not the first time for Ferrari. No, definitely not. Just remember the Styrian Grand Prix here, round 2. But yeah, unfortunately, I think that unfortunately affected ended Zaki's any chance of points there last night in France. It's very competitive, bronzes, isn't it? One mistake and it could be all done and dusted, can it? Same with silver as well, and gold has really started to bunch up as well. Remember last night, for the first time this season, we have got a new championship leader up until it's been basically my mind's completely gone tonight, isn't it? Goodness me. It was Cookie, wasn't it? All the way it was Cookie all the way up till last night, where he was leading the championship in gold. Now Emerson now takes the lead as well. I've got to say, I think I've got a problem with my old memory at the moment. So Sam is saying evening Barbados as well. Good stuff indeed there from Sam. So just watching Baz at the moment. Is coming over the crest of the hill as well. Lovely stuff then. He is about to put his first attempt there on the board then for car 72 in the McLaren. He is out of the final turn as well. McLaren will go off Mercedes engine next season. What about here and now? He is third fastest Baz is. Good stuff indeed then from the cleanest man in silver in terms of statistics anyway. German is now, after his first time there was not, after he invalidated his first 2 times run, he's now out there with just 6 minutes to go. Then this is the beauty though about the circuit though. If you make a mistake, you have time to rectify it more often than not, don't you? Because it's such a short blast around the A1 ring, or I should say the Red Bull ring. It was the A1 ring, wasn't it? Between 1997 and 2003, wasn't it? I'm not sure why it was called the A1 ring. If someone can enlighten me on that, that'd be great. I don't think it was named after that boy band from the early 2000s, and that's a good old lock up there from German as well. And of course I did like a bit of A1, didn't I? I think they did the cover for Take On Me then, and let's see if anyone could take on Liam then, as he is currently top of the timesheet as well. We're back on board with German now. He is just 2 points away from the championship lead, which is held by New Patel at the moment, and he has had 2 pole positions already in his silver career. Can he get a hat trick here tonight then? This is the last corner for German. He's run wide, he's invalidated again, German has then, and oh goodness me then, and he, of course, because he invalidates the final corner, he also invalidates the next lap as well, so that's why he's red then. That is not good at all, is it, for German? Iceman is out for a second bite of the cherry. Here comes Vitod coming through the final turn as well in that racing point, very close to the edge. Vitod is inch perfect there for Vitod, and he is second fastest there. They are creeping closer to Liam, but Liam has still got a advantage of 4/10 of a second at the moment, hasn't he? And now then we're coming down into the second intermediate split time, just under half a second away. Then Iceman is Darren has said, then that's what happens when you're in your 30s. Memory goes. It has got us. I couldn't remember Portly Origin. I couldn't remember Cookie either. Goodness me. We're just watching Iceman then come through the final turn as well then, and that is well out of track limits there. And unfortunately then for Iceman, that time would have actually put him up into third position there. So that's a shame now for Iceman. Really disappointed then from the Renault driver. German there is still out of there. Is he going to come into the pits? He is coming to the pits. He needs to have a word with himself, I think, German, because he's got the pace, hasn't he? He's just invalidated his time twice now in this qualifying session. Then we'll find out then, is that going to be compromised from you? We're down in 10th position there, on board with Potato then as well. We're the championship leader by 2 points at the moment then. And the last 2 races, 2 races this season then, Potato was leading the race. Oh, he's invalidated in the second part of the lap as well. And thank you to BC Boys at 58 there for subscribing subscribing to us there. Lovely stuff indeed there. And I think we're up to 249 now. I think, goodness me. That is crazy numbers, isn't it? Wow. As New Potato comes into the pit there, unfortunately, and he's invalidated once again. And so Potato's going to have to... he's going to have to really just sit down and have a word of himself, as Martin Brundle used to say, didn't he? And maybe get himself back out there, isn't he? Because I think Frentzen was in a very similar situation when in Australia, the qualifying. But of course, remember, Frentzen was up against Jacques Villeneuve, because I think Jacques Villeneuve was almost a second and a half in front of Frentzen, wasn't he? In that period of time. It was crazy, wasn't it? Jacques Villeneuve was on a league of his own in that 97 qualifying session. And Frentzen really needed to get himself going, didn't he? As we're just on board then with FIFA then, as he is coming down on his outlap as well, and this is a good opportunity then to do a quick old plug, isn't it? But before I do so, Darren is saying GG VTOD, fantastic stuff indeed then. And as Gordo, I think it's just stolen my line there. Damn you, Gordo. But yeah, of course, Gordo is absolutely right then. BC Boys, if you want to join ALR, if you go to www.advancedleagueracing.com, and in the top right hand corner there is a join ALR button. Fill in the form. Of course, do not forget your Discord name then. If you don't know what Discord was, because I certainly didn't know what Discord was a year ago, it's an app then. You can download it on your Android or your iPhone. If you have an iPhone, I'll be very disappointed in you, because being in IT, we have to be Android lovers, don't we? But of course, if you have your iPhone or if you have your Android device there, go to your Play Store, App Store, and go to find Discord and download it there. I feel like we're being sponsored by Discord as well tonight, and goodness me. And then of course, and then send over your Discord name if you haven't got it, of course. Then and as just saying that as well, so as Zaki is saying good stuff, V Todd as well, and as BC Boys said, okay, already did that, but wasn't sure if the website was still in use. Indeed it is in use, my good man there. Of course, it was only set up a couple of weeks ago, well done to a couple of months ago, well done to Knowlesy there. And of course, he was the architect behind that website as well, and of course there is bigger things coming on that website as well, so keep an eye as there'll be some good stuff to be very good, some good stuff to be invested in that website as well. But yes, thanks for that, Beastie Boys, and someone be in touch with you in the foreseeable future. When I say foreseeable future, I do not mean months, I hopefully mean a day or two. As FIFA Beefy comes over the line, he is second fastest there, but they're still 3/10 of a second away from Liam at the moment now. But FIFA is on the front row of the grid. Good stuff indeed there. Iceman has just started his lap as well. We've got a Ferrari of Liam just starting his lap, then Baz has also started his lap. Nude has gone very wide there, and because of that, he is that has really hurt him, hasn't it? That's unfortunate for New Potato, and he is he's got time to go around. I think he has got time to go around, and now another bite of the cherry. V Todd we're on board with as well. V Todd's just started up there, so we're going to leave him to it at the moment, because we've got to keep an eye on Flea. He's half a second up in the second intermediate time into the final section. Right, it's got to keep him in track limits. That is just about on the edge there for Flea. Fantastic. He is full fastest in the Red Bull. That'll be a personal best there for Flea. Fantastic stuff there. Really good stuff indeed there. FIFA is just coming back in. Then we've got a Mercedes of Kingdom then, who's only got about half a minute to get himself round there. I think that was New Potato then, who's had a problem in the middle sector there, so he's going to have to take another bite of the chair as well. On board then with Iceman then, who has got a lot more in the tank, hasn't he, because he was potentially up to third position on his last lap, but unfortunately invalidated. This is much better. He's taking a more calm approach. He is seventh fastest as he comes over the line as well. Ferrari of Liam, is on pole position. He's done a free flat. That's a fantastic pole time there from Liam. Wow, incredible stuff. Baz is in fifth position then, as it stands at the moment. What about Potatoes a 10th second up? Here comes Gord. Gord coming through the final turn as well then. Is he keeping in track limits? That final turn now is a big obstacle, isn't it? Gord comes up to the line. He is ninth fastest then, and a good effort there from Gord on the end. What about V Todd? V Todd is invalidated this time. What a shame now for V Todd. Red Bull Fleet is coming into the pits as well, and Gurman has moved up into second position there. Unbeknownst to me, he is up into second position. He's on the front row. Good stuff for Gurman there, and he really salvaged what was potentially looking a very frightful dilemma then. And here comes Potato then into the final turn as well then. Oh, Potato there almost launched himself over the curbs, and he's down in 8th position at the moment. He is second fast, and he puts Gurman down into front. And it's a championship rivals are very close to the circuit, very close on circuit, but it's pole position for Liam. He's done it in bronze, and now he's done in silver as well. This man is potentially gold standard, isn't he? Well, he's on pole position at the moment. Fantastic stuff there for Liam. That's his first pole position of his career here in silver. So, well, lovely stuff indeed there for Liam. Really impressive then from the Ferrari driver. And that's a cracking start to Austria, isn't it? I'm looking forward to this one. And this is going to be drama, isn't it, in Austria? And do not forget about the weather as well. Is there rain on the horizon then as well? And oh goodness me, we got a lot of comments that are coming through as well. Great stuff indeed. Then of course there's Michael Preston, big up Android, lovely stuff indeed. Then as Darren saying, got to go. Good luck in the race, guys. Good stuff indeed. Then and yes, do not forget to record there, Darren. And Nuda saying, is this Liam proving me wrong then? I can't believe this. Someone beat him there. Good, but it was up until the final stage there, wasn't it? But Liam is on pole position then with New Potato alongside him on row one with Gurman in third. And FIFA Beefy, once again, since becoming a reserve, he's had a renaissance, hasn't he? He's been fantastic, hasn't he, in that reserve role? Lovely stuff indeed then. And of course, that is the top four separated by half a second as we go into the race as well then. Strap yourself in. Michael Preston said, Liam, you're an animal. He really is, isn't he? Gurman won his first ALR race here last season, battling with Sean Hammers. Yes, indeed. There, I forgot to say that. Bailey Smith, great stuff indeed. There, as we had a great battle, didn't we? But I think it was Sean Hammers there, Sean Hammers and Gurman in bronze, wasn't it? Them two had a cracking race there. It was variable weather, and we might have more variable weather here tonight as well. Because look at that sky. That's an angry-looking sky, but it looks. Oh goodness me, then, and. As I just watching, as Formula Geo said, when was Nude Silver? Of course, he got promoted to from bronze to silver then as well. So Potato is just moving up the ranks, my good man. Lovely stuff indeed. Then, as we've also got Nude saying, since he won bronze. Well, thank you, Nude. Anyway, that's it now then. So I hope you all enjoyed that qualifying performance. That was fantastic, wasn't it? We're now getting ready for the race itself then, and this is going to be good stuff indeed. Then, right then, is I've got the weather forecast for tomorrow. Lovely, it's looking lovely, but I'm not interested in the weather forecast tomorrow, albeit it looks like I might have to get my umbrella. We might even have to have our umbrella for this race as well, as Frisky Biscuits is deciding on what to do with his strategy in this Austrian Grand Prix as well. As Formula Geo saying, I thought Nude was bronze at the start of the season. I don't think Nude has raced in bronze this season, obviously, because he was a champion last season before being promoted. And that Sky is very angry, isn't it? Let's go through the grid, shall we, from front to back, from pole position to 20th on the grid. But it's good stuff to see. That grid looks a bit interesting to me, isn't it? Goodness me. I'm not really too. Nunda saying, no, I don't want him back. Keep him. Lovely stuff from Nunda. Yeah, that grid is looking a bit different to what I was expecting, but there we go. Maybe my memory loss is getting worse in my old age then, but we'll find out then. As here we go then. So Liam is on pole position. He's on the medium tires. Alongside him is Nude. He is also on the medium tires as well. In a third position is Gurman. He is on the soft. Watch him fly off the grid then. Fourth position is FIFA. V Todd in fifth then. He is third in the championship. He's got some to defend for tonight, hasn't he? Baz in sixth, Flea once again in a fantastic performance in seventh position. Iceman eighth, Gordo in ninth, and can he get some points then? Kingston in 10th, and can he also as a Frisky Biscuit has been disqualified. Can Kingdom there keep up his point scoring run? He scored for the first time last time. Loving that helmet as well. Payne's in the 11th position now. He's on the medium tires. 12th position is Wilson. He was driver of the day last time out. He's in 13th position. Tor Marosso is in 13th position. And Frisky Biscuit medium tires in 14th position. We got Razor in 15th. Woods is in 16th. And Itchy is 17th. Sirius Mushroom in 18th. For a lovely helmet as well from Sirius. 19th is Ghost there. And I do love your helmet there, Ghost. That's a cracking helmet, isn't it? Oh wow, that's pretty impressive. I'm going to be thinking throughout the race what that reminds you of. And Brandon is at last, but definitely no means least. And as Brandon makes his return to ALR after a few weeks out, and several weeks out, I should say that. As now as we're getting into there they are then. Those are the cars then, as we are now just waiting to get ready. They're all just peeling off behind them. We got Haas just lined up in the back. Then here is Brandon, and he is 20th on the grid on those soft tires as well then, as we are just waiting for those lights to come on then. And we'll be going in Austria in just a few moments time then. Those lights are going to illuminate, and they will be going, because I think I am a little behind then, as a Razor is flying off the grid. Fantastic stuff. I wish that happened to me every once in a while, but yeah, so now then the lights off, and we're go here in Austria, and it's Liam who's got away well, but it's Gurman who's up alongside Liam, and he takes the lead going into turn one. New Potato is round, that's an appalling start. Oh, it's terrible. terrible start out of this, a very messy start, and New Potato, the championship leader, is down at the back already then, as Gilman leads in second position. Fifi is past Liam and moved up into second position as we go into turn 4. Three, I should say. Liam is down in the third position. Vital is moved over competition as well. 5-second penalty will gain in the place for Tormar Rosso. Wow, he's up 4 positions. Tormar Rosso is fantastic. 17. Brandon's gone from the back of the grid up into 12 position. He's gone he's been lightning the ball, as Woods is cruising, going down into turn 4 as he is now going on the outside of Barshead, as Potato is right at the back of the field then, as we're coming up then to I'm not sure if Razor's in this race or not then, because I think to me then, Flea is now at the inside, is now on the inside, he will have the outside then, and now Gordo is down in 7th position as well. Look at Payne's there, he's also mirroring us. Oh my goodness me, this never goes to, wow, oh my goodness gracious me, and Gordo's in the pits then, he is in the pits and there's damage on the AlphaTauri, a virtual safety car, as, what's happened then, we got a virtual safety car in the back then, for some unbeknown reason then, and now is Ghost in the pits. We've got a lot of action already then, as a New Potato luckily hasn't got damage then, but a virtual safety car in this opening stint, goodness me. I've just read something, and Formula Geo said whoever spun him peeled his skin, and now he is a New Potato then. I think New Potato might be shedding his skin in rage there, as he's down in 14th position. He's dropped down 12 positions, hasn't he? We got Pit Stop Drama, as we got Gordo, we got Wilson, Tormar Rosso, Itchy, Kingzone and Ghost are all in the pits then, as we have a virtual safety car. They have to adhere to a Delta at this stage of proceedings then, but not anymore, because we're back green here in Austria, and Frisky Biscuit I think has been left napping now, hasn't he? Because look who's up the inside, it is Baz, he is up in the 10th position. Great stuff indeed then, as Baz has now dropped down 4 positions there, but he's back into the points there, which is all good stuff indeed then. He's going back to the front as well. Remember that Gurman is on the soft tires then, so he needs to make hay whilst the sun is barely shining then, because it's very gloomy out there as well. FIFA is in that second position mode. Ignore Razor, as much as we love Razor, he is not meant to be in second position at the moment, because he's just a ghost then. V top though is now we got Frisky and Woods there. It's getting very frisky in the Woods, isn't it, as he comes across the line then, and Woods is now into 11th position with Frisky Biscuit down into 12th position. Serious Mushroom then is gone from it's gone from near the back up into 13th position already then, as a Frisky Biscuit. Has he got issues there where he's lagging a bit all over the show? Frisky Biscuits, hopefully that can stabilise out, because that's not going to help Serious Mushroom in the background, is it? Now we're coming up into the hairpin now as well. Tormar also is at the button, so the guys who pit earlier and probably need a safety car. So let's look at this then, and as we go swap back to the Oda tyre, shall we? Because at the moment it's Liam who's on medium tyres. It's soft tyres for everyone around it now, apart from Paint is on the medium as well. Keep an eye on Paint, and keep an eye on a Serious Mushroom as well, as they are on the different tyre compound as well. And I'm already out of breath. Ooh, oh my gosh, Sarah's, I'm feeling it already. We're only on lap 3. Goodness me! And this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? And now as we come over the crest hill as well, then so Liam then now needs to find his feet. And FIFA is almost a second and a half away from the man who's leading this race at the moment, which is Gurman. He has won the race last time out, didn't he? But FIFA is now starting to starting to come back at him now, as we go up into turn number 1 then. Sorry, oh my gosh, oh gosh. So just clear me old throat then as well. So at the moment then is that we've got a lot of things happening in turn in 13 and 14 here. It is a Frisky Biscuit, and now, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if Frisky Biscuit as now then was weaving from left to right as well. Now Frisky Biscuit has dropped down the order then. I'm not sure if Fig Frisky's got a bit of a desync going on, and that's not going to help the guys behind him at all, is it? Going back to the front here as well. Remember, as I think someone put in the comments earlier on, didn't they, about Gurman and Sean Hammers having a great old battle this time last time out, wasn't it? And it feels like the weather is in a very similar state to what it was this time last year in bronze, isn't it? So that is going to be very interesting indeed, isn't it? Yellow flag in 2. It's a McLaren. A McLaren is off. It's Tormar Rosso who's had an issue at turn number 3 at the top of the hill, and the McLaren driver's just dropping on the order. Frisky Biscuit there is still in the mix there, so to speak. Look at her fleet. He's on a fantastic drive now. He's in that 4th position there. But he's in front of V Todd as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And as they come up into into turn one, and Liam at the moment is the cork in the bottle then, but he's almost, well, he is a second and a half away from the leader at the moment, which is Gurman, and look at how dark it has got overhead then as well. Woods there is all over the back of Bass. We're on board then with Woods then. He is on the soft tires. He is in the relegation zone at the moment for silver. He'll be going to bronze at this rate then as they come up the hill as well. But at the moment, the McLaren there keeps him at bay at the moment, and yellow flags then as Itchy is out of the race then. Itchy's out of the race on the start straight as well, so I think there's some issues there. King's out was ghosted, and yeah, it's on the start straight. We've got a safety car in the early stage. We had no safety cars last night, did we? And yeah, so safety car on the back straight as well, and this is going to have the likes of the guys that came in earlier. So Itchy there, that's a very unusual place to crash there. I wonder if he got on the curbs there and just spun it. Who is going to come in the pits then? We're only on lap 5 and we've got 30 more laps to go then, and it's very much at the moment, it's very much at sea in terms of strategy, isn't it? Is it too early for someone to come to the pits? Well, it's not for FIFA. He is in the pits then. Liam is staying out, of course. He's on the medium tires. Flea is out and staying out as well. We've got a couple of guys in the pits, a couple of guys out there. There's Payne's there having a bit of a swapper coming in the pits, and as the Williams mechanics are getting ready to go to work there on the Williams car then. And now, oh, goodness me, that's an unsafe release, isn't it? Oh, maybe I'm just getting too old for this sport. But yeah, Mercedes has come out in 7th for this as well. We've got a lot of pit activity then. Half the grid have come in the pits. Half the grid has stayed out. Variety is a beautiful spice of life, isn't it? Williams is coming out of the pits now as Payne's there, just accelerating away. Iceman on the hard tyres as well. FIFA is on the soft end. Interesting stuff there from FIFA. He is confirmed for, he's nailed on for a 2-stopper here then, and FIFA is going to be electric at this stage of proceedings as well, isn't he? As just watching as Wilson, as just watching there is Wilson in 12th position at the moment, and as a Ghost there is I'm not sure. Ghost has just said just wow. I'm not sure if he's complimenting Ghost is saying just wow. I'm not sure if he's complimenting Wilson or if something's gone awry there. Toro Moroso is just on soft tires now, and he's coming out of the pits then. It's King's Home in well, Frisky Biscuit is somewhere in the middle pack at the moment then. I'm trying to work out where he is. He's behind the Ferrari. I think he is behind Ghost, who is in 16th position. So I think that Frisky is in 17th position around that area. Tortmar also just coming out of the pits as well. We've got one retiree at the moment then, and strategy is all over the show at the moment, isn't it? So this is going to get very interesting indeed then. I don't think Razor's in the race either at the moment, so we've got Bernd Mylander out then, and Gurman leads, and Liam is in 2nd position at the moment then. 3rd position is Flea. Great stuff from Flea, and as I said in the last couple of races, Flea has really transformed. I think it's been fantastic for the Red Bull driver. Really good stuff indeed then. Vital in 4th position. Brandon is up to 5th. I can't believe that. I got to rub my eyes a minute. Brandon has gone from 20th on the grid up into 5th position. He's gone up 15 positions in 6 laps. Stop the race now, Brandon's crying. What a return to ALR. Fantastic stuff there. Sears Mushroom has gone from 6, it's gone up to 6th position now. He's moved up 12 positions. There are some big movers in the grid, hasn't it? Been brilliant stuff deep down this area. Oh no. Ghost has had some issues. Ghost has had some issues there in the pit entry. I'm not sure what's happened there, but Ghost there is having major problems then in the back of the field, and it looks like that Bass is, look, they're all holding each other up because they need to overtake, but I'm not sure what's going on here. And of course, then that's because of the rules, isn't it, where they do not want to get a penalty don't want to get a penalty there for illegal overtake. But I'm not sure what's going on in the back there. It's all got a bit messy here, hasn't it? I think Ghost is meant to be in front of them, but it's not going at all well at the moment, is it, for these guys? As Ghost is, I think, trying to let Bass back through, but Bass doesn't want to be let through, does he? And look at this, then it's very pedestrian-like. I think it's similar to what happened to Murphy in France a week ago, isn't it, in Gold then? And yeah, Ghost has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, so yeah, it's just not happening at all well, is it? And there's Frisky, who is in the back as well. He's down in 19th position at the moment. Frisky is, as it's all going off here in Austria at the moment, isn't it? Goodness me. We're just waiting to see when the safety car comes back in, but that looked a bit silly, didn't it? But I think that's Codemasters, isn't it? Really not helping out the drivers there at all. Bernd Mylander's lights are not switched off at the moment, so they're carrying on for at least one more lap then. And I'm not sure if this is good or bad then as well. As a Ghost is asking for a restart, and I think there's some major issues then for Ghost at the moment, isn't he? Down in 17th position then in the Ferrari, as he's on a bit of a nightmare out there at the moment, isn't he? In the Ferrari, but I'm not sure if we're going to restart. I don't think we will be restarting, unfortunately, because it looks like the race, apart from Ghost's perspective, the race seems alright. I'm probably Frisky Biscuits as well, and maybe a Razor actually, so it's 3 cars as Ghost has got another 3-second penalty at the back of the field as well. And And it's not going at all well, is it, for the Ferrari man, unfortunately. Right then, but the safety car is out at the moment, and the safety car is out because Itchy is crashed onto the inside wall of the pit, the pit lane now, not on the start-finish rail, I should say, then, unfortunately, then, and it's Williams was planted down the inside there, and of course the safety car was needed then. We didn't have no safety cars at all last night, did we? So fantastic. So we had a virtual safety car right at the beginning then, but of course that was about it, really good stuff indeed then. Just watching then, Gurman is still leading the race at the moment, and he is on the soft tires, medium tires then for Liam then, and hard tires for Serious Mushroom, who's over in the 6th position, and New Potato in 7th position as well. New Potato was facing the wrong way after turn 1 then, so good stuff for New Potato to be back up in the thick of things. The safety car lights are off then, and we are back going in just a few moments time as well. Frisky is apparently in the pits, but I don't believe that at all then. Now then, we're going to get back racing in just a jiffy as well then, so we're about one further way through this race then, and we're going to get back in just a few moments time as well. I'm not sure about the weather. I haven't heard anything about the weather as such, but it's still looking very grey out there, isn't it? And the safety car is just, Gurman is just letting that safety car go now, and we'll be back at racing then in just a moment. When is Gurman going to drop the hammer then? Let's find out then, as he has bunched them all up then. We're on board with Liam, the man who is on pole position in this Austrian Grand Prix. Now we're racing again in Austria, and here we go for my world, the Austrian Grand Prix. Oh, Gurman getting a bit, oh, is that Flea? I thought Flea was gone then, but he's, I thought he was facing the wrong way, but Flea has done a good job then. He's still in 4th position at the moment. Vitot is, no, Flea's 3rd, Vitot 4th there. And here we go then as well then. Look at how bunched up they are. This is going to be a fantastic race, isn't it? Wilson has passed his teammate Razor. He's dropping down the order again then. Unfortunately then for Razor. Look at how bunched up they are at the back. It's Serious Mushroom. I say at the back is 6th and 7th position. Goodness me then. And now Serious Mushroom then is still in 6th position, and New Potato then has had an adventure so far. FIFA in 8th position. Paint in 9th, and Iceman is on the outside then. And Gordo is also back past as well, but Iceman is tucked right underneath the slipstream of Gordo. And is he going to go back up the outside? He is going to go back on the outside. Gordo again with a squeeze then, but Gordo's always going to have the inside line then, and Gordo is back in 10th position. Iceman down into 11th position then at the moment in time, and going back then to the lead then it is going to be, and it's a second already then, as Gurman is really putting the hammer down once again. Look at that battle behind as well. That's a Mercedes all over the back then of that racing point as well. And Ghost is now moving himself back at a 15th position as well, back on board with Flea at the moment. Great stuff indeed, but I think I need to be looking at this battle here, which is of course Mushroom, who's on the hard tires, soft shod tires, and for the FIFA beefy car, and he is coming into turn 1 as well. And look at that, we've also got Payne, who is also joined in the battle as well then. And now then, look at this, great stuff indeed. Oh goodness me, I don't know, it's a look at these cars then, as we've got battling all over the show, haven't we? Now FIFA's alongside, he passes Serious Mushroom, he moves up into 6th position. What about Potato? Is he going to have a look on the inside as well? Not quite then, as the door closes then. And look at this then, is Brandon there back in the thick of things in the ALR here tonight then, and he is really pressuring Vital, isn't it, as they come down into turn number 4 as well. And there they go then, and oh, look at that big old lock up there, Vital. Fantastic, isn't it? I love a good lock up, and it's absolutely good stuff indeed then for Vital there. He slows the car then. I ain't got out the tyres too much, but it looks fantastic, don't it? And now then, Flea has become the cork in the bottle of this battle here as well. Baz is now 16 as well. Razor is unfortunately out of the race, I feel then, because I don't think that he is in this session now with the jump start and all that kind of jazz then. And coming up the crest hill as well, then the safety cars really bunched them up. They weren't really too far away from each other anyway before the safety car. So it's really, that safety car hasn't really done much to the race, has it? It has, but they have bunched themselves up. And now we've got DRS there. And we've also got a bit of sunshine there bursting through the clouds as well. On board with Brandon then, as look at, oh no, Vital is gone. Vital, the man who's throwing the World Championship, is going the power too early, and too hard too early. Then we got a safety car for Vital, because Potato is out of the race though. He is then. He's in the inside wall of the turn. He's gone off again then. Oh my goodness me, the championship leader is out of the Austrian Grand Prix, and that is not what I was expecting to say in this race tonight then. And it's all going into Gurman's hands now, isn't it? Oh, this has changed the face of this race and the face of the championship as well. As a Frisky Biscuits at the top of the hill then as well. And I thought the safety car was going to be for Vital, but no, I think it's for New Potato, and New Potato then is out of the race. Got another safety car in the matter of laps here. I think it's just, I'm going to be honest, I think it's just Farf. Every time Farf holds the session, we seem to get a lot of safety cars, don't we? Unfortunately though, that is it. Potato is out of the race, and that is his That is such a shame. That's his third DNF of the season as well for New Potato, and that is a big blow, isn't it? Into the pits comes the race leader. German is in the pits, and for the Haas, as now we got Liam, who takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. The Haas mechanics, where are they? There they are. Then they are near the end of the pit lane as well. Then so the Haas team goes to work. They're going onto those hard tires, and for car 25, and it's out a bit delay. Then that's a delay. No, he's out now. We got Fleeland who's coming on the pits, and Brandon also. It looks like he had to queue slightly then, as his teammate German was too close to him, and that is a very close release there. But Gordo, I think, has just gone out in front, has he? Yes, he has. And so Brandon's lost 2 positions there because the Haas team were still getting back in position, weren't they? And Brandon down in 13th position as well. Kingzone is now in 14th position there. I hope King's upset in the race time, because I think he's could potentially get into some good points here. Vital is in the pits as well, and he's changing the nose cone. He will, of course, spun it, and then literally a couple of meters down the track, there was unfortunately Potato is out of this race there. I'm not sure if he had a helping hand or what, but either way, that is really disappointing. We're on board with Biscuit, who's 19th on the tower. He is 7th position now in the running order as well. And so then Liam is on the 11 lap old medium tire set. He is the only man not to pit then. He's the only man not to pit in this race then. So everyone has got fresher tires behind him at this stage of proceedings then. This is looking hot, isn't it? Very good stuff indeed then. And this is going to be a cracking one, isn't it? We got Jocelyn for position there in the midfield as well. We've got another safety car in the matter of laps, haven't we? It seems like when we have one safety car, just entices a second quick one as well. So Payne's has got a yellow flag for ignoring 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, but I think it is for the Ghost and Razor perhaps then. So I'm not really too sure on that, but that just seems very convenient, doesn't it? Let's take a look at the running order, shall we? As we're a third of the way through this race, and now it's another 10. That's another penalty then, just like Hamilton did on Sunday. We got 2 separate 5-second penalties here for Payne's there, and that is a shame, isn't it? I'm not sure if it's because of the overtake of Gordon, or if it's because of the Razor issue then, but we'll find out in the might find out in the post show. Well, let's take stock then. We're 1/3 of the way through this incredible Austrian Grand Prix so far. Liam is leading this race. He's the only man not to stop. Second position is FIFA Beefy. Third is Iceman. Fantastic. Wilson, once again, he doesn't need qualifying, does he? He's up in the 4th. Brilliant. Woods in 5th position there. Tormar also in 6th. German is 7th at the moment. His championship rival is out of this race, and 3rd place in the championship. V. Todd is down in 17th, and 4th place in the championship. Serious Mushroom is down in 15th. And this is a good day for German at the moment, isn't it? 8th position is Baz. Flea in 9th position. We're watching Paint at the moment, who's got a 10-second penalty in 10th position. Then Gordo just outside the points in 11th position. 12th position is Brandon. 13th position I think is Kingstone. Safety car in. The 14th position is Mushroom. Ghost in 15th. V Todd 16th. Retirement is I think Frisky Biscuit is 7th actually. Retirement is a New Potato and Itchy at the moment then, as we've had 2 major incidents, haven't we, in this race so far then. So now Liam is the man who dictates the pace, and FIFA at the moment back up into the sharp end of the field as well. As I've said in qualifying, he's really loving life as a reserve, isn't he, FIFA? He is really tearing it up, isn't he, at the moment? And Flea has got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Bass. Has he damaged the car, Flea? As he was trying to anticipate, where is Flea then? We're back racing. He's damaged the car. I think that is damage. Oh, goodness me. And now we got Paint, who's got another penalty there for ignoring yellow flags. It is all going off here, but we're back racing here in Austria then. Lap 14 out of 36 then. Liam leads. FIFA is in 2nd position, and is FIFA going to let him get away? I don't think he's going to let him get away too easily, is he? Torma Rosso is all over the back then. Paint has also got another penalty. The penalties are racking up quite dramatically now then for Paint, and there he is in the background giving Baz some cause for concern then. So we're on board then with Torma Rosso. He's on the outside then. German there is just keeping a watching brief as well, and look at this, and there's Brandon there is in 11th position, but Serious Mushroom is up into 12th position as well. And it's very feisty at the moment there, isn't it? Lovely stuff indeed then. And coming down then into turn number 4 as well, as Wilson once again, another driver of the day performance so far for Wilson. Look at the barrel in front. Look at these two, as they are really battling away. They've already got a second advantage over Iceman, who is second. Iceman is on the hard tire, isn't he? He's going a long way into this race, Iceman is, so he will be a factor later on as well. Loving the fact that we got a lot of different names at the top of the timesheets at the moment. It's brilliant stuff to see, isn't it, as they come over the crest of the hill as well, flying into turn number 9 then, and into turn number 10 as well. There they are, and look at these as they fly past that incredible shot there at the final corner then. And look at these cars here, and look at so we got pit window is open for the soft tires, and I think we passed the pit window as Payne's there is now up the inside. He passes Baz and moves up into 8th position as well. But Payne's has had a very painful very painful safety car period. Then as Woods there is just pulling from outside the he didn't want to be involved in that. I think the Woods might be thinking more of the longer game here with Toro Rosso on the softer tires then as well, and I think that Woods there is thinking on the longer game, isn't he? And now then Woods is under a lot of pressure there for the champion, for the man who's second in the championship. This is a good day for Gurman as it stands at the moment, but he's looking up the inside front there, pulling us through on the outside of Woods. Great manoeuvre there from Gurman. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then back on board then with Toro Rosso is up in the 5th position. A strong drive for Toro Rosso. As we mentioned before, Toro Rosso seems to be one of the most unluckiest men in ALR Silver. He hasn't scored a point since Vietnam, and he has got some pace, hasn't he, which I find absolutely astonishing that he hasn't scored since Vietnam. Then that's round 3. We're on round 11 now as well. He's all over the back of Wilson, isn't he? He's really giving Wilson some cause for concern, isn't he? DRS has been enabled then from race control. This brilliant 17th then as we come up across the line as well. 20 laps to go here in Austria indeed then. Yeah, out of turn 1 then, and 4 tenths of seconds still separates the front 2 then. Gordo's got a 3-second penalty then, and that is DRS range for him. Well, no link to Toro Rosso is already through. He is already up into 5th position, and good manoeuvre there. And we got, I thought Wilson went to the back of him there as well. Woods is now battling with Payne as well. We've also had Brandon and Gordo also going wheel to wheel in the background. There they are, as that's also a McLaren behind as well. Woods dropping down into 8th position. 8th position. He's going backwards at this moment in time, isn't he? Payne's there is now really, goodness me, he's found a lot of traction there. He's on the soft tire there, isn't he? And Gurman is just in 6th position as well. As we've already mentioned, Gurman's got success around this circuit, hasn't he? Round 3 last season at Brunton, and that McLaren of Toro Rosso is getting very squirrely, wasn't he? In between the 7 and 8 there, wasn't he? Goodness me, that was 6. I think it was 5 and 6 actually, wasn't it? I'm way off the circuit map as well. I need to get it back up in front of me, don't I? Goodness me, I'm really lost at this moment then. The Iceman is drawn back. He's now 2 seconds back, and that's debris come off the track there, off the Williams, I think it was. That did look like the Williams there of Payne there, who had a lot of debris. Did he go into the back of Gurman there, out of turn 10, and that debris just completely flew off the front of the car, didn't it? Gurman now he's got no issue, has he? Even though the Williams did go into the back, but I was going to say this, Gurman who's trying to shape a move for Wilson. That's not the case. So it's Payne who's trying to go up the inside of Gurman. He is going up the inside. There's contact, and he's trying to muscle his way through. But Gurman there might have the advance coming out of the turn then. He does, but Payne's is on the soft tires, isn't he? Of course, he's going to give him so much more acceleration, so much more instant grip as well, as they down into turn 4 as well. But it's status quo, believe it or not, after that exchange then. Woods is now also keeping Baz at bay as well. This race is far, far from done, isn't it? Anything can happen in this race while Gurman are getting a bit of understeer. It's Payne's there getting another penalty there. Payne's is racking him up quite heavily now at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? He's gone wide again then. Payne's has, and that is going to allow Woods to get very interested in that 7th position, isn't it? For Woods then. That was a very bad time to take a breath there, wasn't it? I really should learn my lesson by now, shouldn't I? And look at Woods, he's all over the back of that Williams there, isn't he? Goodness me, of course, the Williams and Renault partnership has been famous over the years, hasn't it? But I think that might be a bit too close for the Williams crew. And look at this, Woods is now up into a fantastic 7th position, and we've also got Gurman, who has just got past Wilson as well. And look in the background there, side by side, we've got 2 cars side by side, as Liam has taken the lead. No, it isn't, it's FIFA taking the lead then. Now we've got this battle here, and oh my goodness me, then they're all over the show. Then Brandon has also got the bit between his teeth as well. Then Williams is going off one series. It's quite wide down here, isn't it? But I think Payne needs a bit more tarmac, doesn't he? On the inside then. And look at that Renault, he's got back on the inside. Woods there is making a bit of a lunge there. And I'm not sure if there's damage there. Then damage on Woods' car. Did Brandon also come unscathed as well? Just taking a look at the front wing. That looks fine as well. Woods felt like come from a long way back there, but might have been a bit misjudged there from the angle. It did look like a bit of a good old diver, didn't it? And coming over the crest there once again, and FIFA beefy leads then. Liam is second then as well. I don't think Liam wanted that, did he? But he does have DRS still, and he is on those medium tires as well. Back on board then, is into the pits. Comes Baz. He's done leveling up on those medium tires in the McLaren. We're on board of his teammate Toro Rosso, who is right underneath the rear wing. He is on those soft tires as well then, and the soft tires are working beautifully well. And he is out alongside Liam. He out alongside Iceman. He takes 4th position and passes the Renault driver. And this next target is Liam in the Ferrari. Great driving from Toro Rosso. Fantastic stuff there. This is like the Toro Rosso of old back in Bahrain. He's had a fantastic performance out there. And Gordo's got past Woods as well. Woods is really struggling at this moment in time. And here comes Ghost then, who was having a nightmare, wasn't he, earlier on this race. He's back up into 11th position as well. As now just a look down the inside. Oh, it's a Woods there once again, breaking heavily into turn 4. Woods is having some issues there down in turn 4, because that's the second time in 2 laps. And I wonder if he's having some kind of issues on the brakes there for the Renault participant at the moment then. We're over half distance on this race, believe it or not. We've had 2 safety cars. We've had all kinds of action. We've had the championship leader who's out of this race then, which is a bitter blow, isn't it, for New Potato? And I'm seeing the car very, FIFA Beefy has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's a blow for the man who was leading this race then. He is on the medium tyres now. That should get him to the end of this race then. As now we're just watching then, as Woods is now going on the outside of Gordo. Gordo is on the hard tyres. He'll be able to get to the end on those hard tyres. He's on a longer stint now. Woods there is just going off the track slightly there, and that's really going to hurt his momentum, isn't it? It has hurt his momentum when he's trying to keep up to him as well, as he now goes on the outside into turn number 4 as well before he accelerates away. Oh, Ghost is going to swap on, and now a serious motion there is got the momentum then. Brilliant stuff indeed then, and he is passing. He's up into 9th position. Fantastic stuff then. I know Gordo is now, oh, there's a big lock up as well, and look at this, and Woods is now up into 7th position. Lovely stuff indeed then. Gordo is down in 8th position then. Serious Mushroom in 9th position as well. Great stuff indeed then. 10th position for Ghost then, who is back in the points. Well, Vitor is just outside the points in 11th position, but remember, he is in he's in 3rd position in the World Championship at the moment, but at the moment in time then, that's not really helping him, is it? Because he needs to be a bit higher up there. On board with Brandon at the moment, then he is 3/10 of a second away then from Jake Wilson. Brandon is having an astonishing return to ALR at the moment now, isn't he? In the second half, doing a fantastic job, isn't he? Haas are on a very strong season in silver this season with Mark Smello, and now Brandon as well, also showing some. Oh, look at this! There's the 2 old Williams teammates there going side by side to turn 1, and Ghost is now up to past Serious Motion then. And now we've got Brandon who's up the inside. He passes Wilson as well. Wilson is dropped down into 6th position then. He has DRS though going into turn 4, and Ghost has got a 3-second penalty. Wilson is on the inside. He's got to go back up and under there. He passes Brandon and moves back up. As retirement, Baz' own issue there. He is retired from the Austrian Grand Prix in the McLaren. That's a shame for Baz there, because he was right in the thick of things, wasn't he? But unfortunately that's Neil Poir then for the McLaren driver, unfortunately, as well then. Velocity saying he's going to crash tomorrow. I got to say, that's very that's positive thinking there from the championship leader, isn't it? Velocity. I got to say, he's very much Nico Rosberg-esque, though, isn't he? He's really downplays the his championship aspirations at the moment, but he is still leading, isn't he? Into the pits comes the man who's on pole position, the man who has done really well in this session so far. He's on the soft tyres then. Liam is then. Interesting strategy then. Is those soft tyres going to get to the end then? He's got to do a lot of overtaking then as he comes out of the pits now. FIFA Beefy has set the fast side of the race, and he is now starting to lie up the timesheets. The safety cars for Liam is not helped him at all, has it? Because look how condensed the field is, and because of that, he is down in 12th position. And Liam is I've got to say, his ALR career, he's had a lot of bad luck, hasn't he, Liam has there? As he's been very quick on 1 lap, hasn't he? He's had pole position in bronze and now in silver as well, but it just doesn't seem to be the rub of the green, was it? Similar things happened to him in Canada, didn't it? It was a very tough race in Canada for Liam. Down into turn 4 as well then, down into turn 4 as well then from Gordo. It's for Gordo and Ghost as well, and we're back on board then with the Ferrari driver as well. This is good stuff indeed then, as that's Razor then, who is having some issues there, trying to crawl around at the moment, and Gordo is oh goodness me, as Gordo there is up into 7th position as well. Ghost is down 20th, then into the pits comes Tormar also then, and he's got a 5-second penalty as well, just like FIFA. Oh goodness me, Iceman leads the Austrian Grand Prix. Gordo is in the pits there, he's changing those tyres then, and he is going onto the soft tyres again then for one more stint then. Tormar also is, he is that nose cone change and that 5-second penalty as well. It's not going to help him, is it, unfortunately? So now Brandon is back pass, he is back pass and back up in the 2nd position as well, but I think I need to be more concerned about this one here, because it's Gordo and Ghost there. Oh, Ghost has gone for a switch on the inside, he's gone for a dummy, it's up the inside, the old switcheroo then. We've also got Woods in there as well, cracking stuff then, and really good battle, and this is great stuff indeed. We're back on board then with the AlphaTauri driver as he is now coming down into turn 3 then. Woods is breaking much later, and well, look at this, this is fantastic camera work then, as he is now on the inside. Gordo is, Woods is on the outside, Gordo is up into 5th position. He doesn't need to stop again then. A big lock up there for Woods there. Where is our Ferrari? Ferrari's on the inside, and a Ghost, and Ghost has worked his way back up into 7th position, and he is on the outside of Woods. Look at that, that's fantastic then. Yellow flag in 3 then, as Paint is out of the race as well then, so he comes flying into the final part, and Serious Mushroom Woods has lost the cold position there in that exchange then. Out of the race then, it's the second Williams as well. Williams is having an appalling day again then, isn't he? Unfortunately then. And Brandon now up into 3rd position. He's on a strong day, Brandon is. Liam, has now set the fast up the race, and he's now really starting to put his toe down, isn't he? And as now just watching Iceman, who has lost the lead then, he is not going to give it then. Gurman has gone too wide then, so we've got yellow flag then, as Williams are retiring on track then, and now we've got Iceman, who's back up in the lead as well. Gurman has dropped back down into a 2nd position then as well. We got Haas in 2nd and 3rd position. Another good old lock up there as well. Goodness me, that Gurman is giving those tyres a good old run for their money, aren't they? The question is, though, is Iceman going to try and get to the end? As FIFA is now then got past Woods as well. Woods is dropping down like a stone. He's done 17 laps on the medium tyres. I wonder if he's gotten as best he can. And I think that Woods might be thinking about going onto the soft tyres. Now, surely that has to be a option for an option for Woods then, because Woods has been in the thick of things, hasn't he? I think he's been inside the stream so far. It's been fantastic, hasn't he? As they come over the crest of the hill once again, and as we fly into turn 9 and 10, and Gordo has done 15 laps on those hard tyres. He's got to do another 11 or so laps on these hard tyres. Is he going to be able to get him to the end then? Iceman has done 18 laps on those hard tyres. Well, there's going to be a marathon stint then, isn't it, for a couple of these guys then go to the end of this race then. Are those tyres going to be up for it? Gurman is now side by side with Iceman. He takes him. He takes the lead again then. There's a little more control for Gurman. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then he passes Iceman and takes the lead here in Austria. Good stuff indeed there for the championship leader. And Gurman is now starting to become really get a hold of this championship at the moment. But we still got 11 more laps to go. Brandon, fantastic, in the 3rd position and possibly driver of the day so far. And now we got Ghost. And we're going to start a bit serious rush. Look at this. 2 old Williams teammates there are really giving each other some cause for concern, aren't they? And Ghost is still in 6th position, just about there, by the skin of his nose there. Oh, and look at that, and that was understeer. And look at FIFA Beefy, he's gone up and under. Oh my goodness me, this is getting very frightfully close, and FIFA is through. He is up into 7th position then, as Serious Mushroom dropping down into 8th position then. And FIFA there did a good job there, didn't he? He struck across the orange hole. Into the pits comes Wilson, so Wilson is only done. Ghost is in the pits as well. He's only 12 laps on those medium tyres. And Wilson's done 23 laps in on those hard tyres. That is the most anyone's done on those hard tyres so far, isn't it? And if Iceman and Gordo wants to go to the end, then they got to do a lot more lappage than that, don't they? Tormer also has got a 3-second penalty, but he's trying to get himself back into the action as well. He hasn't scored a point since round 3, has he? And now they're coming up to the turn. Oh, I thought he was going in too deep there for FIFA. FIFA has done 5 laps on these medium tyres then, and I'm just taking a look then how far he hasn't got damage either. I thought he had damage then. He is not too far behind. He's about 7-8 seconds away from Gurman with 10 laps to go. That is I wonder if FIFA is going to be a cause for concern then for Gurman then in the final stages of this race. And then there in the background is a Ferrari of Liam. Liam is on the soft tyres, and he will have to be very quick then in the final stage of this race as well, won't he? As will Tor and my roster then. So there's a lot of drivers out on different strategies at the moment then, and this one is far from done then, as Gordo is in a fantastic 4th position at the moment, isn't he? And he is going to be racing for his life there, of course, because this will be his first point of ALR, as into the pits comes Serious Mushroom as well. Tor also has had some issues there. He has had major issues there. Oh, he spun off there, and I'm thinking that he's lit up the rear tyres there, and Tor and my Rosso, who was very quick, wasn't he? Unfortunately, then that is really put pay to any points I think he's going to get today. Then as Serious Mushroom's coming out of the pits now as well. Wilson there on the soft tyres, got a lot of soft runners there, and look at the undercut, that's quite powerful. Remember, those two are very close together, weren't they? As we got yellow flags there, so McLaren is trying to recover, isn't he? And now FIFA Beefy needs to make this move quite quickly on Gordo, because now he's got Liam, yeah, who's right up the right up his tail there, and now his FIFA is on the outside. He passes Gordo, and away he goes, and the McLaren is stopped on the final part of course as well. Liam, yeah, is on the inside, then he takes 6th position. position there. Remember the poorly orange and Lost Souls had a cracking battle there last season, didn't they? In between turn 3, 4 and 5. It was fantastic, wasn't it? As Woods there dropping down dropped down into 11th position as well, but looks as Serious Mushroom is back up in the 10th position there. We're down to 15 cars, I think, or something like that. I'm not sure if King's ever still in the race. I don't think he is. And it's now then we're on 28 as well. 8 laps to go. Then FIFA is back up in the 4th position at the moment. 5 seconds separates himself and Brandon, who is having a fantastic return to racing, isn't he? And look at Liam. Yeah, then Liam, yeah, is definitely singing. Yeah. He is up into 4th position there, and he passes FIFA Beefy. 4.4 seconds separates himself and Brandon, and a podium, I should say, in this race as well. And he is not too far away, and if he gets onto the back of Brandon, it's about a 4-second deficit between himself and Gurman as well, who leads this race. Gurman has had, and look at this, and he's back on the inside of the FIFA Beefy is there. I wasn't aware of that. I was more concerned about the battle and the gaps. Fantastic stuff from FIFA Beefy, but unfortunately for FIFA Beefy's point of view, that move did not stick there, and he is in 5th position, still on course for some major pointage, isn't he, in this race? Fantastic stuff indeed there. And he's now just coming to the crest. I'm trying to work out where Frisky Biscuit at the moment is in turn 3, and he's in 13th position, I believe, albeit it does say he's 2 laps down there. So I'm not sure if he's a ghost or if he's just a ghost, if that makes any sense to you, which it probably doesn't, but I think I know what I mean. No, I don't really. I don't know what I mean at all. Lap 29 out of 36 as well. Gurman has got a 2.1 second lead over Iceman at the moment. Iceman, this is his best performance of his career so far. Iceman's best finish of his career so far has it's been 7th position, and so he is going to really dramatically improve on that if it stays as it stays at the moment then. But of course he's done a lot. No one has done more than 23 laps on those hard tires, so he is going to have to start to nurse them, isn't he? And look at Woods, and he's on the inside then of Serious Mushroom. Serious Mushroom is currently 4th in the championship at the moment but again, it's another difficult day, isn't it, for the man who's had a very good start to silver, but unfortunately there's been a lot of testing. There's been a lot of races he's been testing as of late, hasn't he, in silver. Another lock up there for Woods as well. Woods is on the fringe of the points, isn't he? He is in an 11th position at the moment. And can he get some points at this stage of proceedings? Brandon in the pits then after 16 laps on those medium tires. And so Brandon is going to be a quick customer in the final stage of this race, while Liam's now back in the 3rd position then. So Brandon in the pits then. I think those Haas mechanics are waiting for him now. He is on to the soft tires here in the race, I feel. Yes, he is indeed then. And where is he going to feed out? And Wilson's just coming across the line as well. And so we're just watching Brandon, and he is accelerating now, and we've got a Ferrari coming down the pit straight as well. We've also got the Renault and the Racing Point also battling away. Brandon is out just in front of Ghost then, but there's going to be a drag race. There's no DRS then for either cars then, and we've also got the Renault and this Racing Point behind as well. Look at this as he's coming up to the top of the hill then, but nothing doing just then. Brandon there holds position. He's got fresh tires, and those tires are now up to temperature, and he can start to pull away then. Or can he now, because Ghost there will have DRS. A lovely shot of the helmet again there from Ghost then. A good old helmet as well. We come down into turn 4 then. Brandon then with the fresher shod Haas there will now start to pull away, I believe. So Liam at the moment is pulling along FIFA Beefy at the moment there, and they are catching on Iceman. Iceman has never been on the podium before in silver, so this is a very good day for the Renault driver, but he is going after a pal, a man who's on 8 lap old soft tires and a man who's on 10 lap old medium tires. Very quick customers indeed there. Can Iceman do it? And we've also got Gordo in a fantastic 5th position. He's having a good innings as well on those hard tires. This is getting very good, and this is going to get very good indeed, isn't it, as we come over the line once again. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. And now as we come up down over to turn 1 as well, and now coming up the hill then, look, that Alfa Romeo of Wilson, who's in 7th position as well. He's a very Wilson's a very good point collector, isn't he? He's a good racer, isn't he, to have in your team. And at the moment then, he is in 7th position as well. And Woods there is still giving Serious Mushroom some cause for concern, isn't he? In the Renault, and this is the battle for the final point at the moment, but there will still be penalties that will be afoot, won't there? Gurman has now got a 4.4 second lead then over Iceman, and he has got a 6 second lead then over Liam as well. But I feel that those soft tires are now starting to feel the edge then, aren't they, for Liam? And I'm wondering then, how long is those soft tires going to still be in play then? Liam has got a 3 second penalty as well. Oh, this is all starting to mount up for the man who's been on pole position in bronze and silver so far, hasn't he? Unfortunately, hasn't had a win to show for it, has he? in bronze there. Will he be able to say the same for silver tonight then with just 5 laps to go in this race? And it's going to be a very tense ending. Brandon is at the fast lap of the race and on his return to ALR, and of course this is debut in silver as well tonight, and he's done a cracking job. He is up into 7th position as well as Serious Mushroom and Woods are battling away, and look at this, and we're back with Woods as well. No, then it's Wilson. There's too many W's here. Brandon has got the job done then. What about Woods then? Woods, look at them, they're both harvesting. Go to the hill then, that's what the red light is flashing for, of course, and the rain light is flashing when they're harvesting as well. So both of them was harvesting at the same time, and I'm wondering then if Woods might feel that this is a better opportunity for an overtake. Well, he ain't an overtake either. It looks like he hasn't got much deployment left in that Renault, has it? So he's going to have to be doing a lot of deployment in this final stage of this event, and fantastic stuff indeed. And also big shout out to you guys at home there for watching and staying with us. It's been great, hasn't it? This silver race has indeed, and I've loved your input as well through all the stream as well. Fantastic stuff, guys. Big shout out to you guys. Lovely. Woods there is 3 tenths of a second back in the road, and 7 tenths of a second away there as FIFA Beefy has passed Liam, and looks like Liam had an issue there. I think he's had an issue there, and because of that, then Liam then, who is down in 4th position, he's ghosting as Liam dropped out of the session then perhaps. Oh no, this is not good at all, is it, from Liam's point of view, is it? And he's going to be dropping down the order, isn't he? What a shame there for Liam then. That's a huge shame then. And that has allowed FIFA Beefy there to really push on now as well. Fantastic stuff indeed then. So Energetics has just said Toby in the comments as well, and just watching then FIFA Beefy now, who's a second and a half away then. Flea is in the pits, and Woods is still pushing on for that final point as well. We're on board with FIFA at the moment. That 33 out of 34. German has got good control on this race now, hasn't he? German has. He was under a lot of pressure, wasn't he, in qualifying a Q3, and Liam I think has had issues out connection wise, because he is dropping right down the order there as he is he's coming in the pits, is he? He is coming in the pits there. Liam is in the pits then. Oh no, this is a shame now for the Ferrari driver. Liam is in the pits there with just 4 laps to go then. What is going on with Liam? Gordo is up to a fantastic 4th position there. Strong performance there for Gordo. And Liam then, what is he doing then? And they're not changing the wing now. I'm wondering if he had an issue with the tyres perhaps. Woods in now this is a battle for 9th and 10th position there, but Liam is going to be quite quick in the final stage as well, as VTOL is now dropped back because as now Brandon is really hot. Is hot on the trail, isn't he? A 4th position of Gordo now. He is flying back past these cars. They're doing a great overtaking maneuvers, isn't he? And really on course there for some major finish here as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Oh, so Liam has gone out there. He needs to come back in as well. And yeah, that's a problem there for Liam. Then could someone invite him back in? That'll be absolutely fantastic stuff then. As we're just watching Jax as well. I'm not looking for I'm not looking for a good apple now. Then I think that's a good apple. Oh, arrow? I don't know. From Energetics as well. And BC is saying I think silver is about my pace if I get accepted. Then I believe you will, BC boys, and I look forward to seeing you racing if you are in silver then. But it's been a fabu race, hasn't it? Really has. Woods got 3 second penalty then, and now FIFA Beefy then, who's been hunted down then. Iceman, he's alongside Iceman. Iceman has dropped down into a 3rd position. He's got an 8-second deficit, but Iceman is not one to lay down and take his fate, is he? Because he is still battling on. Look at this, and there is the nose cone of the Mercedes, and now then it's he's also trying to take his race line, but look at this. FIFA Beefy has got so much younger tyres than Iceman, but Iceman there is not giving up, is he? And a great 17. Iceman has never been on the podium in silver or an ALR at all, has he, in his career? And this is a fantastic drive, isn't it, from Iceman? He's got an 8.3 second deficit. He just needs to keep it going, but look at the car that is snaking around then, and he's going to be a very oh, has he got issues? I'm just taking a look then as well. I hope he hasn't got a puncture, because those hard tyres have done 28 or so laps then, and Brandon is all over the back as well of Gordo's done 26 laps, and look at how much slower Gordo's got then. That is because of the tyre life, isn't it? Final lap then of this race as well. Brandon is all over the back of it as well. Brandon there is pulled out from underneath the rear wing, and Brandon is going to go up into 4th position, is he? He is indeed, or is he? Because Gordo's come back at him, and look at this, as Gordo there is just fighting his position, isn't he? He is not giving up on 4th position, because it's also his best result of the season as well. V-Todd, Ghost, Serious Mushroom, and also Woods is all queued up behind there as well, as that will Wilson is through and up into 6th position. Then obviously we've also got Woodstead, who's also passed and moved up into 9th position as well. I don't think Liam's got an invite back in the session there, which is such a shame for Liam, isn't it? Because he was fantastic, and I think he still has fast up as well, which might be some comfort there. And now Gordo there is dropped down then into 5th position. Then he might be dropping like a stone in the final stage of this final lap, perhaps. German out of the final corner, and German is going to win 2 in a row. Then he done it in France. Now he has done it in Austria as well. What a win for German! Fantastic. FIFA Beefy coming across the line and equals his best result in ALR. He has a 5-second penalty. Iceman has finished second. What a drive from Iceman! What a performance! FIFA in a 3rd position. Here comes Brandon, and look at these kill cars. Oh, as they're all piling into each other, so we have a smash on the Jake Wilson's in 4th position. Todd 5th, Woods in 6th, Brandon 7th, and they're smashing all over the show. 8th is Serious Motion, Gordo in 9th, Ghost in 10th position. Liam is going to come through in 11th position, and albeit he is not in the session, which is such a shame then as well. We've had a big old pile up there on the start-finish straight as well. German wins the Austrian Grand Prix as unfortunately, we didn't get a invite back in, which is such a shame there for Liam there, as he was very much on course there for a podium here tonight as well. But it's German there who won this race, and his 2nd race win of his career in silver, and it was a fantastic race. It really was there for German there. 2 for 2 for German there, and he has now taken the lead in the World Championship for silver as well. He has really done a good job there, as Brandon there has got driver of the day. And you can't argue with that then, and you can't argue with that, can you? But I think the driver of the day for me might be Iceman. He has had a fantastic drive today, and German now is loving life, isn't he? He is on top of the podium, this 2nd race win. Fantastic stuff there for German. Really well done indeed. And Iceman in 2nd position, and 3rd position was... it was FIFA Beefy, I believe, and it was absolutely cracking race. It really was then, indeed. Then Gordo's asked how did I drop that far down then, and as a serious much saying, no, that was a mad race, wasn't it? Indeed. Let's take a final look at the classification then from the Austrian Grand Prix. Hats off to Iceman for Mr. Clean. Wilson once again, another great drive indeed there from Wilson. Then Brandon gets drive of the day, and also the fastest up as well then. So German won his 2nd race in a row. Fantastic stuff indeed there. 2nd was Iceman, his best career performance to this day. Great stuff. FIFA Beefy in 3rd position. Wilson in 4th. Once again, another stellar drive. V Todd in 5th position. Woods in 6th. Great stuff from Woods there. Brandon in 7th on his return. 8th position with Serious Mushroom. Gordo gets his first points of his career in 9th. Ghost in 10th position. Liam unfortunately disconnected right at the end there. Otherwise he might have got a podium there. Might have done. Flea in 12th position. Retirements. Kingzone. Razor. Frisky Biscuits. Tormoroso. Pains. Baz. New Potato. And Itchy all retired from this incredible, mad Austrian Grand Prix. And now I've been joined in the gantry by our podium winners as well, and some fantastic stuff indeed then. And of course, let's go to the man of the moment, the man who's been absolutely fantastic in the last 2 race events there. German, of course, he does them in 2 spot looks. German, your 2nd race win of the season. That was a fantastic performance by you today.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it, to be honest. The first stint on the softs I didn't feel that great, but as soon as I put the hards on, I just got into a rhythm and didn't really look back.
Really, and also you've taken lead in the championship now after New Potato seems to have an issue there on the back straight there. I'm not sure what happened to New Potato, but it looks like that you've come into fine form as we hit the halfway stage of the championship.
Yeah, the first couple of races, I didn't even like France really, but like past France, I pretty much like every race, so I feel pretty good from there on.
Well, that's an ominous warning then for the rest of the drives. Fantastic stuff today, German. Really well done indeed. Then your 2nd race win of your career, and I've got to say that was richly deserved. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then let's come. No worries. Let's come to Iceman, who finished 2nd today. And Iceman, that was your first podium in ALR, and I've got to say, you was my driver of the day today. You were fantastic. You managed those hard tyres extremely well. I've got to say, so many laps on them. Really well done today. How was your performance for you?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I was pretty nervous there towards the end. The hards were at, I think, 85 when I finished. So Was expecting a puncture on the last, but we were able to pull through, and I was just real happy with how the race went for myself.
I got to ask, how did was that your strategy from the start? Was it just to do a one stopper and go on those hard tires for a long period of time? Was it just the way the race just fell into place for you?
Yeah, it was kind of just the way it fell into place when that first safety car came out. I knew it was a little bit early, and I just kind of took the chance on stretching it, trying to see if that strategy would work, and I was able to pull it off. So a little bit early, but we made it work.
Fantastic stuff. Well done, Stay Iceman. And as I said, your first podium, so congratulations. And let's come to FIFA B for you. Finished third in the end then. And FIFA, I got to say, another strong drive from yourself today. You looked like you really hooked it up today. Brilliant stuff indeed then. What about your race from your point of view?
Yeah, obviously was going for the one stop and then checked my tyres first time round. They were like 30%, so then I thought I'd just do the soft medium. I've been enjoying that mid-race. I've been doing well for it, so I thought I'd give that a go. Loads of overtaking as well, it's fun.
It really was, and it looked like you was having fun as well. I got to say, the last stint there, you was pretty mighty as well. Then, and I got to say, you was just following Liam by the looks, wasn't you? You just seemed to kept stealing his DRS.
Just before he was going, and then it looked like his tyres were going. Next minute, he had the neck. I was gutted for him.
Yeah, that was a shame for Liam in the end then, but well done to you and well done to all the guys that was on the podium today. Really fantastic stuff indeed then. And that's it for Silver tonight then. Of course, Silver will be back in action at the home of motorsport. It is the British Grand Prix from Silverstone in just under a week's time, so fantastic stuff indeed. But of course, we cannot forget about bronze tomorrow night then. If you think Silver's close, just wait to see what happens in bronze then. It's so close in the championship as well. See you 7:30 UK time. Goodbye.